Hello, everyone. Welcome to the weekly Q&A. No?
It's weekly now. It's
Yep.
every week.
Absolutely. No, this is for people who donated to our Everyday Hero campaign for men's mental health.
This is the long-awaited question and answer.
That's right. Sorry about the delay. I think we put out the call for this in March or Feb.
You know what? Delays are what happens when life gets in the way.
That's very true, Mason. End of Q&A. That's all you'll need to know.
Goodbye, everybody. Just take that little nugget of wisdom with you wherever you go.
Now, I've got some winners of the 360 cameras linked below. I don't remember how many we said we'd give away, but I think we've got 3, maybe.
We panicked. We opened some boxes we had stored in the corner of the man cave in a panicked state.
Regular room, yep.
And we're like, how many are actually in these? Yeah. And we're like, this says quantity, this amount. And we're like, but how many do we actually have? We still don't know.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
That'll be linked below.
Yeah.
If you didn't win, we're sorry. Mm-hmm. But it's your own fault. So
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Also, big thanks to Pete from a good friend of ours, Hollywood Pete.
Oh, yeah.
Who organised all of that. So if you're listening, Pete, good Peting.
Nice. Well, if Pete donated, he'll be listening.
That's true.
But if he didn't donate, first he won't get his question answered. He'll never know why I don't like one of your brothers.
That's right. We should mention that up top, actually. Some of the questions we won't cover because we covered them in the last Q&A. Mm-hmm. That's also linked below. So a lot of people asked, can that make a reappearance? Yes.
Also, some of these questions we might answer...
Double up
because we can't remember what we answered in the last one.
That's right. At the moment, the campaign stands at, what is it, nearly $44,000.
Which is amazing.
Amazing. So yeah, we've beaten the tally from last year and we probably might get a...
Well, we didn't.
The listeners did. Mason, that's right.
The loyal weekly whack-a-doos beat it. We didn't do anything. Absolutely.
And I just also want to say we got a lot of messages, people saying, look, I know someone who struggled with mental health, or I struggle with mental health. So we're glad that it's kind of a thing that people can kind of identify with and be like, hey, this is a thing I don't or do like mental health, which is why I'm donating.
We got a lot of people who said they struggle with mental health. We got a lot of people who said they struggled with opening a jar. Can you help us? And we're like, we can't.
Next year's campaign.
If you want us to open a jar, take a photo of the jar. Send us some money. If we get enough money, we'll fly to everybody's houses and open the jar.
What about put the money in the jar? Send us the jar. We'll open the jar. We get the money.
Yeah, good.
Perfect. No. Or just donate. Just send us money directly.
I mean,
in an envelope.
If you already, that would work.
All right, should we get into it?
Yes. Here's my first question. This is from John Balls First.
Nice.
And he wants to know, when's the Q&A going out? Right now, baby.
John, if you're listening to this, this is it.
This is it.
You've done it. Good question.
Yep.
Great start. My question is from Jimmy Legs, and he says, if you are remaking your favourite movie and had to cast Shia LaBeouf in it, what role would he play? My favourite movie is Sunshine. Well, it's not real. I don't think I have one in particular, but that's my go-to.
Yeah, right.
What's your favourite movie, Mason?
All
Ghostbusters?
Time.
You love Ghostbusters?
Yeah, Ghostbusters. I was going to say the Blues Brothers. Also, okay. You know what? Both of them, he has to take the Dan Aykroyd role in both of them.
Okay, fair enough.
Or a different role in both of them.
He could play the Carrie Fisher role in Ghostbusters. Yeah.
And in Blues Brothers?
No, sorry, in Blues Brothers.
She's
not in
Ghostbusters.
Right.
I was going to say, yeah.
So the Dan Aykroyd role, either way, I think he could do that. I don't like him, but I think he could do it. Yeah. In Sunshine, he would be the sun. Just the face.
Oh, yeah.
The big old face.
Would he be angry?
Yes.
Okay.
He'd be furious. It'd be like the Teletubbies son, except it's Shia LaBeouf.
Would he be furious because he's constantly trying to put a paper bag on his head for art reasons and it keeps burning up?
Correct.
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah, and that's why the sun is cooling down, Mason. Because that's the story of that.
What else? I guess maybe he could be the angry nun in the Blues Brothers.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yep. Yeah, he could do that. Yeah.
He'd want to be Ray Charles in Ray's Music Exchange.
Yes, he would be.
So he could play blind.
Yeah.
I'm against it.
You're against it?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Got another question there?
This is from Peter J. Does internet celebrity Nick Mason have any siblings? And if so, which ones does James like and not like?
Good
I have a
question.
sister. You've never met her.
Never met her. I've probably spoken to her on the phone when I used to call your house in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even remember her name. What's her name?
Lucy.
Lucy Mason.
Correct.
It sounded like it didn't sound like a real name as I was saying it, but that would legitimately be her name, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Older or younger?
Older.
Male or female?
Lady.
Lucy or Matthew?
Now the first one.
Okay,
yeah,
interesting. We should
good,
get her on the show.
Nah.
All right, fair enough.
She likes any of the stuff we like.
Good. This is from Matthew Burner, donating a second time because I thought I could add.
Do you think that's a fake name because it's Burner?
It could very well be.
That's his Burner name.
That's right.
It's his Burner pseudonym.
I thought I could add a question later. Obviously, you guys never dreamed
That's right. We never dreamed.
I never do.
I never do dream.
But what do you see for the future of Planet Broadcasting? Been listening since episode 22, and you two will never know the joy you bring. That's probably true. We never will know that. It's not tangible, is it?
No.
It's not like a meter that fills up with joy that we can look at and go, nearly at 100.
One day there will be, though.
Okay, good.
Everything will be... It'll be possible to quantify every positive thing that happens in your life, and you log it into an app, and then it gives you a joy meter.
Is there a sadness meter as well?
Yes.
Okay, it's a different app?
No, it's the same app, but you tip your phone upside down and it switches. It's one of the few apps that uses the compass. Finally, an app that uses the compass.
Phones have compasses,
That's right,
don't they?
But anyway, so that in the future there'll be a lot of people staring at their phones going, it's weird, my joy's at maximum, but I'm still real sad. I don't understand.
So that's the future of Planet Broadcasting. Compass-based apps.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I guess we're kind of put a halt on shows for the moment that we're bringing on.
Because we want to see if this works first.
Yeah, though we've got one in the work, which was a pretty it's a pretty significant one, which we can't really announce yet, but that'll be happening depending on when this goes out soon, or I don't know. But yeah, so that'll be good. But I don't know, we might do more YouTube stuff like other YouTube channels. We don't know yet. At the moment we're focusing on building kind of everybody's numbers and getting people sponsors,
exactly,
players at least, and then
as soon as we figure out if that's sustainable, then
we crash it.
Exactly. Once everybody's joy meter has been filled up to the maximum, and that's all working, then maybe we'll add some more shows or add some more different things.
But though the website's getting a big revamp as well. That's coming up as well. We bought the planetbroadcasting.com URL. Cost like $6,000.
Oh wait, you bought broadcasting.com?
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah, it finally went online.
Wow.
Yeah. And there was a government grant, which means you get $20,000 worth of expenses covered. So that's the reason we just went, oh, this hurts.
Nice.
But it's money that we'll get back. So
that's all right. And I don't mind receiving only $14,000.
That's right, exactly, yeah.
So that's fine.
So those are the big things happening, Mason.
That's huge.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get new business cards printed.
That's right, yeah. So that's all happening. What's your next question, Mason?
Let's have a look.
Remember, we got to keep this pithy so I don't have to edit anything.
Okay, well, I was going to say... keep it pithy, but this one is a lot of paragraphs.
Oh God!
Hang on.
Are you rooting around for the question, for the main question?
Oh yeah. So this is from It's Me, Vince again.
Hello, Vince.
Hey, Vince. What movie series are you genuinely surprised haven't been rebooted yet, and which do you think are coming up in the next decade or so? He's shocked that Universal hasn't done a Jaws reboot.
Oh right, yeah.
It's weird, right?
I think they'd probably sequel Jaws. I reckon.
Yeah, okay, right.
Yeah.
But do you think a Jaws is still scary nowadays?
No, you'd have to... It'd be like the same way that Jurassic World doesn't have the impact of the first. You'd have to take kind of the spirit of it and make a worse version of it, I guess. Yeah.
And I guess because we had Piranha 3D.
We did.
And the sequel Piranha 3 Double D.
Yeah, we did. We have Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah.
We get a shark movie every now and then.
But I feel like the Piranha movies, like they flipped the gore up to 11.
Yeah.
Like there was just, swimming pools full of blood in that movie.
Yeah.
Like,
severed penises and...
Oh, that's right, yeah.
It was very unpleasant movie.
Yeah,
I don't remember hating it, though. I remember going, this is kind of schlock and whatever.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So is that the direction you go in with the new Jaws? Do you make it schlock or do you make it... Here's the thing, though. Like, a lot of people say Jaws is the turning point of where A movies became B movies and B movies became A movies.
And C movies became D movies and D movies became A movies.
Oh, that explains Transformers, doesn't it? Explains that franchise.
Go on.
So the idea that, this Jaws is kind of, this is a low culture movie, like this is a blockbuster and it's it's dumb or what have you. But I don't think of Jaws as a dumb movie.
No.
It didn't reach the heights of dumbness that...
I guess at the time people were like, this is dumb in the context of the era that we're in.
Yeah, right.
Like also there were a lot of movies from the 70s, which is Gene Hackman sitting in a squad car smoking a cigarette.
That's right, yeah.
So I guess comparatively to that,
yeah. So... Like, if they rebooted it now, it would almost seem classy. But at the time, I think people were like, oh, this is the death of cinema, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But now I think people would be like, oh, a bit of highbrow, a bit of...
There's some amazing moments in that movie, just like from a cinematography standpoint, if that's the word that applies to this. I'm never quite sure what that refers to specifically. But like when they step onto the ferry and it's one shot and they have a conversation as the ferry kind of It's the police chief and the mayor.
Yep.
And as the ferry's kind of scooting about and going across the water, and it's amazing. Like there's stuff like that. Like it's not. I don't consider it schlock at all. Yeah, I think it's high art.
There we go.
Yeah, and there's a man being. I think also because there's not that much shark in it, so you can. But then at the end,
That's true.
It's more schlock at the end when there's a man getting bitten in half and whatever.
That's true.
Yeah.
But in this one, just dick's being bitten off.
Just
Jerry
dick's being
O'Connell's
bitten off,
dick bitten off.
Do you have an idea of something that you thought would come back that has not come back?
I'm astounded Bullet hasn't been rebooted.
Oh, right,
Steve
yeah.
McQueen, because they gave the Thomas Crown Affair
They
a
did,
reboot
didn't they?
back in the
Yeah.
day with Pierce Brosnan in place of Steve McQueen.
Yeah, I think the era of doing that is kind of done. Like they did that was in the 90s when they did like The Saint and they took properties from that era. But I think a lot of those movie executives are probably too old, like older now. So now we're getting stuff from like the 80s because the people who grew up with that are now in power.
Yeah, but I guess maybe like...
He-Man. I'm surprised He-Man hasn't come back yet.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it?
Anyway,
that's on the way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like, with say The Saint, like the reboot was so generic.
Yeah.
Like The Saint had, as Roger Moore or, some other people who portrayed him, it kind of had, it was kind of fun and had a lot of character. And they just went, okay, here's a generic thing. And I feel like at the time, they probably would have done the same with maybe Bullet, where it's like, he's just a kind of cop on the edge.
Right, yeah.
Kind of, like they did it with Miami Vice, which was the same creator.
That was Michael Mann.
It was Michael Mann, but it was...
so boring.
It was kind of boring.
They kept going to Cuba on a boat.
Right?
Yeah.
They just kept looping Cuba.
Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe if they did reboot... Is Bullet one of those movies that's so sacred that they wouldn't
Yeah, I think it is,
maybe?
but I think we're in an era where enough time has passed where most people going to it wouldn't even realize that it was a remake.
That's true, yeah.
So they probably could safely get away with it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even think I've ever seen Bullet. I've seen the car chase.
See it on the big screen.
Yeah, because I remember you said that because you'd seen it on TV and you're like, Then you saw it on the screen and you're like, ooh.
Yeah, I saw it at the AASRA, which is the Melbourne sort of icon. One of my
Oh, really? One of those?
I've died. One of Melbourne's sort of more iconic cinemas.
Yeah.
And I saw it with people who were really, jazzed to see it, and it was a huge screen, and I'm like, oh, this is really something. So yeah.
Ah, very good.
That's right.
Okay, I've got another. We should move on.
Yep.
I've got another question.
Oh no!
This is from Harry Young. If you could be one comic book character at all, who would it be and why? Can I be the official chicken nugget of the podcast? Because I love chicken nuggets.
Oh.
You can be the official chicken nuggets. You have to be plural. You can't just be one. If he loves chicken nuggets,
Yep.
it has to be all of them.
All of the chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Like a 20-pack.
Like a 20-pack.
Yeah, nice.
What do you have a comic book character that you would want to be? It seems stressful. I want to be one that would be slightly superpowered, but not so powerful that you'd have to do everything. Also, I want to age at a regular rate.
Yeah.
So like a Spider-Man where you can't go into space and you don't have to stop something crashing into the Earth.
I think I'd like to be a character that is either in semi-retirement or only comes out to deliver grim portents and then leaves again. Like, DC's got the Phantom Stranger.
Yeah, right.
So whenever there's an event, he just shows up and he's got like a cape and a hat on and he's like, look out, the Justice League. Think bad things are going to happen, but I can't tell you about any of them.
Specifics are not my forte.
I know them.
I'm in semi-retirement.
That's right. I've got a round of golf to play. This is how I assume he speaks. I've never seen a version like animated or live, so I don't know how he talks, but I think he's like, hello.
So what does he do when he's on his own then? So you just...
I don't know. Nothing, I guess.
Nothing, I guess.
Yeah.
So someone who can do nothing but show up every 10 years.
But that's the thing. Like, he can. He has...
Yeah.
He's one of those characters that does have ultimate power if he chooses... Like the Spectre. Like, they
right,
have ultimate power if they choose to use it, but they just don't. Like the Watcher.
Yeah.
The Watcher can do anything, largely, but chooses not to.
Okay, fair point. Okay,
So the Watcher, because they're giant
So you
head.
want to have power but do nothing.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. I don't want the pressure.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. You really screws things up when you step in to a situation.
Or like Starman again, who's the character is in semi-retirement, and the writer who created him has some sort of agreement with DC where they can't use him unless they ask.
Right, yeah.
So I'd be like, I can't do anything.
Yeah.
Sorry,
fair
man.
enough.
I'd like to help, but my hands are
Legally
tied.
bound.
Mm-hmm.
I think the idea of being a regular man or woman as a superhero terrifies me because it's just your body breaking down over a period of years. Like if you're Batman, every year you get slower, your knees get worse.
Yeah, right.
Crime ramps up, but you can't do anything about it. So that would be a really depressing existence. But if you're like, say, a Spider-Man or even like a Wolverine, I guess. Mm-hmm. But you got that regeneration which keeps you kind of spry.
That's
so
true.
That would be all right.
Somebody asked, I don't know if I have it here, but they asked in a similar vein, would you rather be Superman or Iron Man?
Iron Man, definitely. I mean, I prefer Superman, but you live forever and whatever, and you get a lot of responsibility.
See everything.
Iron Man just flies off the handle every few years.
That's interesting because
Goes on a bender.
as a character, I like Iron Man more.
Yeah.
But I would prefer to be Superman.
But you like immortality. You love that idea,
I do,
though.
yeah.
So, I don't.
But there's again, I guess there's also more pressure to being Superman.
Yeah.
Because you have to, you feel a certain obligation, whether it's there or not, to try and save everybody, and you have to go, you have to fly around the whole galaxy, saving everybody, that kind of thing. Where Iron Man can
and
be
you're
like,
missing something on Earth.
yeah, and Iron Man can just be like, I'm taking a month off. I'm boozing.
Or I'm going to space just to bang.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got one here from Alex Dimmick. Hey, Mason. Do you have any fun tram driving stories? Also, a comic pop collab would be awesome. Thanks. I'm actually doing some stuff with Sal. It may have already happened. I'm going on.
Oh, you're on a first name basis with comic pop.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man.
Oh,
yeah,
great.
well, they're good channel. Yeah. Yeah, he's a good dude. Yes, I will. I don't know about you, Mason, but you can if you want. I'm sure he'd love to have you beaten up. But like fun tram driving stories.
Do you think he'd have me beaten up? Do you think he has that power?
Yes.
Wow.
He's pretty big.
I think I'd beat him up. That's not true.
Yeah. What do fun tram driving stories?
The thing about tram driving is that all the weirdness happens to people in the tram, not the driver.
You're too busy watching the road,
Too busy watching the road. Although I have a couple of times. Last week I had two people recognize me from the podcast while I was driving the tram.
Did they come up and rap on the window?
Yeah, they did.
And what did you say?
I said, "Get out of here! Stop bothering! Don't talk to the driver! Get out of here!
Yeah.
You sons of bitches!"
I think you used to have more stories early on, but then you've gotten used to it.
I think it's like I guess any job, especially any job where you deal with the public, where eventually all the stories blur together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like if you work in, we recording?
Yeah, we're recording. We're just checking because I can't see the screen from here, so
All right.
if it stops, I won't know.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like initially you're like, oh my god, I worked in this place, and then this happened, and it's crazy, and after a while, every crazy person blurs together.
Yeah,
and you're
absolutely.
like,
yeah. Just one mass.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
The public are just one glutinous mass, just sliming in through the doors. I'm sure I'll think of something later, and then I'll just tell it. Yeah,
absolutely. I bet you don't, but go on.
Yeah, exactly. I bet that I say that a lot, and then I never follow through on it. Sometimes I'm like, I bet I'll think of another thing during the podcast, and I'll definitely say it. I never get to it.
Never do. Yeah.
Anonymous asks, pineapple on pizza, yay or nay?
Yay.
Strong nay.
Strong yay.
Strong nay.
Big fan.
Wow.
I love a barbecue chicken as well. I like a Hawaiian, and I
Yes.
love a barbecue chicken. I know it's not a traditional pizza, Mason, Mamma Mia, but I love it. I'm well on board.
Does the barbecue chicken also have pineapple on it?
Yes.
Gross.
That's
No.
because it's a barbecue, Mason.
Oh, it's a traditional Hawaiian barbecue.
Have you ever been to a barbecue with a barbecue pineapple? I guess
No.
I have actually, but it's not a staple, is it?
No.
So don't barbecue pineapple. Just eat it. It's delicious. Or put it on a pizza. It's
Right.
also delicious.
So in this scenario, you've gone to some sort of luau situation.
Correct.
They've buried a chicken for some amount of hours. They've unburied the chicken out of the sand. They've cooked it,
Yep.
and they've just filleted it off. They put it on they've unburied their pineapples.
Yep, absolutely.
They put it on the pizza. You disgust me.
Ready to go, Mason.
No, I don't like it at
I'm
all.
well up for it. And so's Matt, I bet, who asked that question. What's next, Mason?
Okay, this is from Cam Manier.
Okay.
He's a new father. He'd like to ask James how he likes being a father. Do you have any dad tips you can share?
Oh, man. Yeah, it's fine. It's, it's, I mean, obviously.
Are you glad we exist in an era where you're allowed to say that being a father is fine?
Yeah, no, look, what do you, it's one of those
Because
things.
what I'm saying is back in the day, like imagine,
Yeah, Louis kind of kicked down the door.
yeah,
of
like
that,
I
didn't
think
he?
when our parents first had us, because we're brothers.
Yes,
It's not true. But like, I think back in that era, up until like maybe 10 or 15 years ago,
Yeah.
there was no way you could, because we're 10 and 15 respectively.
That's right.
There's no, if somebody said, what's it like being a parent? You have to be like, it's amazing, best thing I've ever done. You
Yeah.
can never be like, look, honestly, I don't really like it that much.
Look, of course it's great. Like, honestly, it is. I love hanging out with my kid. He's a funny little dude. He's always wiggling about,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
and he's just starting to talk and whatever. But it does take away
What did
other
you say
parts of
first?
your
It was
life.
dad, wasn't it?
It's a dad, yeah.
Because it's easier for a kid to say dad.
It's a pronunciation thing,
Yeah.
yeah. But And what was the question? Yeah, but also you lose a lot of like yourself initially.
Yes.
Like that you can't just walk out the door. You know what I mean? And because Claire and I kind of share.
I love walking out.
I
the
know,
door.
right?
I love it. It's my favorite thing.
Claire and I kind of share the load.
Yep.
Like, you know, which that makes it a lot easier because we'll kind of split the days up as such. But no, it definitely takes away, you know, from what you used to do and be and everything you know to be true in your heart and you hate yourself.
It's all right. You can still take up some hobbies, can't you? You can still take up some hobbies.
Yeah, absolutely.
Taking photographs of your kid.
Yeah,
You
that's
could
right. I've got
go-
my 1 second a day video, which Levin's got
of
me
your
on.
kid?
Yeah.
Great.
But no, it's...
You can go to the park with your kid.
Yes, that's right. Which I do love, actually.
Yeah.
Like, non-ironically,
Uh-huh.
it is amazing. But
So-
it's also... But you got to walk into it thinking that everything you used to be and love will disappear. So
That's the spirit.
yeah, great.
Greatest job in the world, though. Do you have any dad? So is that your dad tip?
I would say you got to spend time. You got to give both each other. Got to spend time doing the things that you like as well.
Yeah,
you know what I
right.
mean. Like you got to make that time for yourself, even if it's only like 15 minutes a week. You
Right,
know what I
sure,
mean? Like
yeah.
you need that kind of headspace. Like also recently, Claire she went to Europe for 2 weeks, which was great for her. She caught up with family and whatever and did some podcasting stuff. Terrible for me, great for her.
Sure.
But I'll get her back basically.
Yeah, good.
Just
Yeah.
you wait.
On your fridge, you've got you've drawn a line down the middle of the fridge, and you've put your names, and then you've checked off how many times each one's gotten the other one.
My point is you're still a person and you have to make time for yourself.
Yep.
Because if you don't, you'll burn out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, go on, Mason. Oh, do you want me to do the next question?
That'll be good.
Okay, good. This is to you actually from Matt Pierce. Mason, you mentioned once that you've been to America. Where did you go? When was it? What did you do? Any cool stories, etc.? Thanks, guys, for the eternal awesomeness.
Oh, I went to, this is when I was a teen.
Yeah.
I went to San Francisco with the fam.
City of Lights.
That's short for family.
Yep, good.
Because I'm cool.
Yep.
There's a lot of Mason-related, streets.
Why is that named that?
Yeah, that's so I just went to a lot of those. Went to some diners, was real good. It was real nice.
I was picturing you dragging your family to all the Mason streets, but then I realized that everyone in your family is
It's
called
also
Mason,
called
so
Mason,
they
yeah,
were
right?
bang up for
Yeah,
it.
that's right, yeah. Went up and down those hills, probably went to the Full House.
I bet you did.
Went to, we did all the touristy stuff.
Yeah, sure.
I got just imagine the worst touristy stuff you can do in San Francisco. I did that. I got the bread bowl with the chowder in it.
That sounds
Got
terrible.
one of those. There's a famous bookstore down at the docks.
The bowl is bread?
Yeah, the bowl's bread.
City of Lights.
Yeah, I know, right?
Go on.
At one point, we're on because San Francisco has like a tram, cable car kind of situation as well. And these two people got into an altercation on there. And one person stood up and started yelling about how it was a gay bus. And they were...
Wait, they were saying they were against it being a gay bus? Or they
Yeah.
were like, this is a gay bus and I'm on here?
No, they were
I
against
love
it being a gay bus.
right.
And then somebody stands up and they're like, man, I'm a veteran and this is not a gay bus. And everybody's like, oh, very good.
Was it a gay bus?
I mean, it wasn't. It was a tram.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't a bus at all, was it?
I think what was happening there is that the person... This is when I think you could say, gay was it's still a slur.
Yeah.
But
But more so.
Yeah, but he was saying that it was a bad bus.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
other guy was saying it's not a bad bus.
Oh, so was he saying it was like a bus for homosexuals?
Yes,
he was
I
saying
think so,
this
yeah.
is gay as in bad. Like,
Both,
this is
I think, yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Man.
What a weird time.
What a weird
I'm glad we're out of that and everything's great again.
Yeah, they got rid of all those gay buses. I think we're better for it.
Yeah.
Oh, great. You got another one?
Millennium Pigeon asks, since your faces have now been unveiled,
Yeah.
will you ever do a video in person? Perhaps a Loot Crate unboxing?
Maybe probably not an unboxing.
Well, I thought this was going to be live. I put my makeup on.
Well,
I put my face on.
we did
I
talk
thought this was going to be a video. So.
we need better video stuff.
Yeah.
It's definitely something we're moving towards. When I'm currently looking for a house, and one of the conditions of buying a house is to have not a strictly.
It's got to have a weird naval-related basement.
That's right, yeah. But I want space for that. So if we want to do it, we can.
Yeah.
We've also talked very briefly about doing stuff with shooting stuff at Stupid Old Studios, which are the guys that do they do a bunch of podcasts that you may know and love. Do go on. Auntie Donna are based there. Two in the Think Tank. Who else is there? Can't remember.
Other people.
Other
great people.
So they Evan, who's in charge of a lot of that stuff. He's also got a video game show
he
called
does.
Gamey Game. You can actually check
That's
out.
right.
But yeah, that maybe.
Yeah, nice. Also, if we were going to do that now, we'd also have to deck this room out. this man cave that we have.
All the neon signs they'd mess with.
All right, here's the deal. So a little bit of a peek behind the curtain. I think we probably mentioned this a couple of times.
Sure.
But this is just basically a completely empty room. Like it's a spare room. It's got a couch. It's got
that becomes a bed.
Little TV.
Yep.
It's got some beige walls.
Yep.
That's all that's in here,
And
really.
because it's a rental as well, I'm like, what am I going to paint the walls and hang up stuff? Like,
so if we were
why?
gonna do that, we'd have to kind of like.
We need at least a green screen or like a blank wall we could put stuff
because
on.
When you watch like a nerd-based video on the internet, a lot of the time it's they're at a desk and they're surrounded with like Funko Pops and like they're wearing Marvel t-shirts and we don't do any of that.
No.
So kind of I'd have to like I've got a whole bunch of like Loot Crate stuff that I've got like in a box from the last time I moved house, so I'd have to unbox all of that.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Place it around, and I'm like, but that doesn't feel authentic.
No, exactly. And I even though I like that stuff, I feel like a lot of people do that. So I'd probably want to do it differently. But you can't go the other way where you do it ironically, like Red Letter Media, where they just stack up garbage or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Because so what do you do? So we'd probably just end up doing like a regular-ish kind of set. Like I don't know. We'll get around to it, or we won't. I don't know. I'd like to do more video stuff, but also I hate being on camera.
Also, do we wear makeup?
Yeah, we'd have to.
No, we wouldn't. But then we'd have to figure out. We got to get in somebody like Evan, who knows lighting and that, because otherwise because we are pale. We are pale, pallid monsters. If you've seen the launch event video, we're real pale.
Exactly, and even more so because it's winter here.
Yeah,
but
we look real sickly.
No, I know. Also, if I did it, I'd want to do it well from the start.
Yeah,
I don't want because I feel like my channel and our podcast is big enough where we can't just launch with garbage and get better.
Right.
Like it has to be of a certain standard already. This is from Ross McFazian.
Ross McFazian.
That's correct.
Okay.
What's your favorite video game
of all time?
Jedi Power Battles?
No, wrong. No, before this we just did a Caravan of Garbage, our intermittent web series about things that are bad, and we played
weekly, Mason. It's happening weekly.
Oh, great.
Yeah, we get them out there
Fantastic.
weekly. Yeah.
Anyway, it was real bad. Good question. Maybe the Monkey Island series.
Oh yeah, cool.
Of adventure games.
Yeah,
Anything LucasArts related, but those were real funny, and those games for me as a kid were a breath of fresh air because you couldn't die in them.
Right.
They were games that weren't, because even prior to that, there was a company called Sierra, and they made like point and click adventure games.
They did like Hugo's Haunted Mansion or whatever it was called.
No, they did Space Quest, they did King's Quest, they did Police Quest.
Okay, right.
And so those games were also like Space Quest was also kind of funny as well. But those were the games where you would point and click, and if you did the wrong thing, you'd die, and then if you hadn't saved, you'd have to start again.
Ugh.
But with Monkey Island was one of the earlier games where it was really difficult to die. Yeah. And they built it in a way like you just had to figure out the puzzles and like talk to people, and they were funny and that kind of thing. So they were real
sword
good.
Fight, insult, joust.
It was insult
thing.
sword fighting. Yeah. So that was in the first couple of games. Yeah,
absolutely. Did you play? There was a new one a few years ago, like Return to Monkey Island or whatever.
No, I played the first 3, I think.
Yeah.
And there was like episodic ones.
Yeah, okay.
There was an episodic that and Sam and Max.
I heard they were a bit kind of nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Remember this kind of
right?
thing?
Okay, yeah.
I don't think those are kind of things people have struggled to bring back because it's kind of from an era and certain limitations of the time, and there hadn't really been humor like that. Like, I think they're due for a revival, but I don't know how you do it. Yeah. Anyway, I love Dark Forces 2.
Oh yeah,
I loved the first Prince of Persia on the PlayStation 2, which I've actually been playing recently. Love Shadow of the Colossus. I don't know. Yeah, I
love Batman Arkham Asylum. Of the Arkham games, I think that's still my favorite.
Yeah,
because it's a smaller universe than the rest of them.
Yeah,
but also I think because it's smaller and more linear, the story is better.
Yeah, I like the self-contained kind of you're stuck in the one place, but it doesn't feel restrictive.
No, you are sort of on rails.
Yeah,
but you never feel like you are because there's enough scope to move around that you're like, I'm Batman doing my Batmaning and exploring and what have you.
In hindsight, I think those 3 games in particular, they're as good as the order they came out in. Right, I would say probably Arkham City is probably a better game, but just walking into that first one was just like, this is really something.
Yeah, like
yeah.
the idea of Arkham City, where you were in Gotham City, and that the city is so colorful and interesting, and has so much character, and it built on the last one. But yeah, there was a bit of faffing about.
Yeah, sure.
Like as soon as you start, I'm like, okay, do I start on the story, or do I like all of a sudden I'm getting like an alert that there's a mugging happening below me? Do I do that, or do I find some clues, or do I, there was too much happening. But with the first one, it's like, well, I'm Batman and I've got this problem now. I'm going to solve it.
Yeah, I would like to see them kind of return to something like that. Like you don't have to make the city bigger every time. You can just strip all his gear away and he's whatever and put him somewhere.
Yeah, nice.
Somewhere else, Mason.
Yeah.
Spain.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Nice.
Those are all games, aren't they?
El Batman.
It's from XZ Neil. Ah, I know this dude.
Oh yeah.
How tall are you in your dreams?
I don't really remember any dreams that I have.
So
no I don't know. No.
I think I'm regular. Whatever I am.
Regular height?
Yeah.
I would imagine, yeah. yeah.
Sometimes I fly.
Whenever anybody tells me an elaborate dream, I'm like, are you
boring.
making any... No, well, yeah, it's boring, but also, are you making that up? Because I don't remember anything that happens.
Well, as you get older, for most people, you dream less.
Oh, but I never did.
Oh,
So-
we got a nice soul there. That's a different
Oh, no.
That's a different thing.
Oh, man.
Got another question,
Yeah.
Mason?
So, Stephen with a PH.
Yep. Stephen.
Would you rather Michael Bay... This is good ultimatum episode,
right.
for an ultimatum episodes. Would you rather Michael Bay directed every movie in the MCU here on out, or Shia LaBeouf was in every one in a significant role? Shia LaBeouf,
Yeah,
without
definitely.
question.
Without it, yeah.
Michael Bay is the worst.
So Shia LaBeouf's the Watcher, I guess. Turns up and he goes, big things happening!
Yeah.
But he doesn't talk, does he?
I think maybe he means does he replace
Like a Tony Stark.
or a
whatever.
Black Widow,
Yeah.
for example?
Yeah, sure. Make him Black
I
Widow.
think that would be fine.
Yep.
I think that'd be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you want to make him like a goof character?
No, but he has to be significant.
Yeah, but you could still be a significant goof.
I think maybe you don't get to choose
He'd probably be a good Eric O'Grady.
the other Ant-Man.
Yeah. Like the
okay.
sleazy one that everyone hates.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, look, I think Michael... Look, I think there's
No,
some
couldn't do it.
scope to be fun if Shia LaBeouf is in every movie somehow,
Yeah.
and you're like, what's he going to be in this one kind of thing? But
No.
having recently seen another Transformers movie, they are excruciating. Imagine every couple of months we had to watch another one of those, as opposed to once a year or whatever it is.
3 years. And
Ugh.
it still hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feels
It
like
felt
every year.
fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. This is from Brad. What is the name of the infamous podcast dog? I fairly certain we mentioned this in the last Q&A.
Yeah, I've got that here as well somewhere.
Yeah,
but yeah.
it's Ollie.
Ollie
Ollie's
the
name
dog.
of the dog.
And
yeah.
what kind of dog is she?
A
She
mix.
is a sort of a...
Maybe a
She's a West
Staffy.
Australian mutt
Yeah,
of
'cause
sorts.
I've told the story. I tell the story on the other thing, but basically Claire and I worked up north. There's a whole lot of stray dogs in the community. Claire adopted this dog. So we didn't know how big she was going to be, or if she was going to be vicious or weird. And she's just a cool dog,
Yeah,
man.
right.
She might have some dingo in her, actually. I don't know if I mentioned that before, because there's a lot of them up there.
And if she doesn't, she'd probably like some.
Ah, come on, mate.
Yeah, like she's like a tiny weird dog. She's one of those dogs where her head's nearly bigger than her body.
Yeah, because
One of
all the
those-
dogs up there are all weirdly proportioned, because
Yeah.
they're just, they're weird.
If you
mix.
haven't seen it, if you go to my Instagram, there's
Oh,
a
yeah.
photo of the dog.
There's 4 photos on there. One of them's of my
It's
dog.
one of the dog, yeah. Yeah, but she might be part Staffy. Staffy's
Yeah,
huge.
she's got that kind of
Your
build.
dog's tiny.
Yeah, but also, she might be a bit chihuahua. There's I don't know. You can actually get them tested, but I don't care. Yeah, go on.
This is from
what's
Sydney
next?
Scheinberg. I assume fake name.
Okay.
That's, I think, a reference to our friends over at Do Go On.
Ah,
Often Sydney
they
Scheinberg
do-
comes
yeah,
up.
Yeah.
This is his second donation. He donated and then he didn't check the box, so he donated again. That's happened to a lot of people.
Yeah,
He just says, can you repay me by talking about the best show ever, Dragon Ball Z, for a full episode? Do you want to do that? I don't know anything about Dragon Ball Z, but
probably
you love Dragon Ball Z.
could,
Yes.
But yeah, I probably could. Mm-hmm. We'd probably need to get somebody else in as well.
A Dragon Ball Z fan.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
find, we'll ask around. We'll see who we know who's the biggest Dragon Ball Z fan.
But I think I could. Yeah. Does maybe Tommy Dassler know a bit about it?
I think
Might
the
be
Filthy
wrong.
Casuals boys know a lot
some
about
of them
Dragon
do,
Ball.
Yeah. I think I'm fairly certain Knox knows a bit about it. Maybe.
Okay,
yeah.
let's get them all in.
Yeah. No, I think we could do it, but it might be good to get. Look, because I say that I'm the biggest fan or whatever. Like I like it, but I don't know as that much about it, and you don't know anything about it.
So I think it might be one of those episodes where you have to convince me to watch some
Yes.
of it, like the Disney.
No,
episode.
what you want to do, you want to watch the Team 4-Star. They re-edit the dialogue and they've compressed the episodes down and they've
really?
made it really funny and
Are the plots the same?
Essentially, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it's quite good. They've got a YouTube channel, so every month they release like a 20-minute.
Was the original Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z?
So I never watched Dragon Ball, but I watched Dragon Ball Z. So
the originals in Japan, were they a lot more violent and bloody?
And a lot more weird and creepy, and they took out some strange stuff.
Okay, right, good.
And they're based off a comic, which was also weird.
Because I remember seeing an episode of one in an airport once. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know. It might have been like an airport. I was like early teens or something.
Yeah.
And I was in an airport. I think it might have been Thailand.
Yeah.
And there was just a TV in the corner and Dragon Ball Z was on. And it was real brutal and there was a lot of blood and broken limbs. And I'm like, that's weird. And then it became a hit in Australia and I'm like, and like morning TV, like Cheese TV or something.
TV, yeah.
And I'm like, what?
Well, they redub a lot of the dialogue.
How are they getting away with this in morning TV? But I guess they changed it.
Because that show, a lot of it's from the 80s, and we got it from like the mid to late 90s.
Yeah, right.
That's when it kind of started to come on, yeah. Weird. Good games, though. Some of them. One of them specifically.
Yeah, I remember.
Budokai 3 we used to play a lot. I think you broke one of my controllers.
At least one of your controllers with that game.
This is from Ian. If your firstborn child in Mario real life were trapped in a house fire and you can only save one, why would it be everyone's favourite plumber? I'd let Mario burn.
Good.
I don't care.
Good, yeah.
What about you?
It was probably his shoddy workworkmanship that caused the fire in the first place.
No doubt. You ever seen him plumb anything?
He's not a qualified electrician.
No, certainly not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you save your firstborn child or
my first burn child? My pre-burn. Well, you got to pre-burn your child before you put it in a house fire.
Good point. This is from. Oh, do you want to? Sorry.
Oh yeah. This is from Big J the Weasel.
That's good.
It's the primary reason that I got this. This says, is Nick Mason going for a specific beard length, or is he just seeing how long it can grow before loved ones stage an intervention?
You've trimmed it back a little bit, or you do every now and then.
I've trimmed the sides. Yeah. Look, basically, what happens is, I just let it go.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, and a lot of people have asked who's got a better beard, myself or Matt Stewart from Do Go On. I think Matt definitely does. I'm not.
Why
good.
do you think that?
I'm just not good at having a beard. I've just not gotten used to it. Like I'll be like, if I go to lunch with somebody with and they've also got a beard.
Yeah.
Like we'll finish eating and they'll be fine, and I've got like crumbs and bits of cheese and ketchup in my beard, and I'm like, how did this happen? I don't understand how you can do it and I can't do it.
And you find that out when you get home?
Yeah, right, exactly.
It's a slice of cheese.
So I don't know. I'm just not good with having it. But basically, I just let it go. I trim the sides so it's neat.
So it's not too puffy.
Yeah. So it's not. Yeah. You don't want to be puffy.
Yeah.
Or having
fray out at the sides.
You don't want to fray out at the sides. But generally what I do is I just let it go until one of two things happen. Either the wind takes it. Like sometimes I'll be out and I'll feel the bottom of my head sort of like, and I'm like, oh, it's time for a trim. Because that's weird. That's a weird length to have, I think.
Yeah.
But also if I have to go to like a nice event or something, and I have to put on a collared shirt and I can't see the collar because the beard's too long, then I just trim it off so I can see the collar.
Gotcha.
That's what happens.
Fashion trumps.
So if you see me and I've got a very long beard, it's either it hasn't been windy a lot near where I live,
or you haven't been invited.
I haven't been invited to anything.
I just keep mine short, man.
Yep, no.
That's because I don't want to get things stuck.
But when you say you keep it short, do you have like a trimmer?
Yeah, I got a trimmer, yeah.
But you have a stubble all the time.
Yes.
So you trim it.
Yeah.
You set it to stubble
I haven't been clean
length.
shaven in like 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you though?
Yeah, probably.
What if you had to go to a wedding? Would you
No,
trim it or you keep it the
definitely
same?
not.
Yeah,
I look
good.
weird. I got
Yeah.
my whole face
You do
changes.
look weird.
Yeah, it's no good.
You look weird.
I think
You've
I'm
got a
stuck
weird
with this
face.
forever. I don't even realize that I've got a beard. Like I'm so used to it.
You
know
tune
what
it
I
out
mean?
after a while.
Yeah.
Again, unless I'm eating.
Yes, that's right.
Or sailing.
That's
I'm like, what?
Oh, you've wrecked the microphone.
I wrecked the mic. It's okay.
I'm going to lift that up just a little bit, the pop filter.
Yeah, nice.
Just so it's a little bit higher.
Oh, yeah.
No editing here.
No, sir.
This is from Parker M. What YouTube channels do you guys like watching? Do you even have do you subscribe to things, or do you just like...
Look, I like our friends over at Stupid Old Studios. They do some great stuff over there.
Funny stuff.
Lindsay Ellis, who formerly the Nostalgia Chick, she's got some great film criticism, and she sort of breaks down film techniques, usually with dumb blockbuster films like Transformers. She does a segment called Loose Cannon, where she sort of breaks down all the various incarnations of characters over the years. So it might be like Starscream.
Right.
And she'll talk about the character from the cartoons and the movies and the comics and etc.
Yeah.
So it's a bloody good one.
All right, cool. Auntie Donna, you probably have.
They've got a great channel,
Yeah. What have I got here? Cinemassacre I like.
Yep.
Screen Junkies. H3 I quite like. The Game Chasers. Just Komodo Mayo I love. They're my favorite film reviewing dudes. What else we got here? Team 4-Star, which I mentioned. Raw Collings.
Oh yeah, that's a
Get on him.
great man.
Aussie Man. Game Riot. Netflix. Star Wars Explainer, quite like. He's been on my channel. Band Incorporated also. What do we got here?
Dr. Pimple Popper
That
is
sounds
a good
terrible.
one. No, that's real good. If you like gross, if you like cysts being cut open that are on people's faces,
No, I
and them
don't.
just gushing out for like minutes. Oh, they're so good.
Nerd Rider.
Very satisfying.
Ugh, no, hate it.
No, it's real good.
The Flick Pick, he's cool. I like him. Zach Anna's really cool. Nerd Sync. I'm just kind of skipping over. Sans Pants I got here.
Yeah, nice.
Peter Serafinowicz.
Cool.
He does the Trump, he does the Trump
Sassy
dubbing
Trump.
thing. Yeah. He's good. Michael Cusack does animations like every now and then, but he's great. I'm skipping a whole bunch here, but I'm just kind of going through. Sean Willett's animation. He's done some
great.
animations for us. Yeah. A bunch.
Cool,
I like
man.
a lot of them. I'm sure I'm missing a lot here, but yeah. Ami Yamoto does. I mentioned it before. She does great animations. I don't know how she does it. Alicia Malone's good film critic. Yeah, Ben from Canada. He actually does really good videos as well. He does some editing for me. Captain Christian listens to the show also. He does awesome videos. Yeah. Any more, Mason?
Nah,
Cool.
that's all the YouTube channels.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
All right. I'm also subscribed to James Bond 007, even though I never watch anything on there. Oh,
What do
Gaming
they have-
Historian.
What do
I
they
like
have
him.
on there?
It's just like every now and then they'll be like, here's a clip of Goldfinger. And he's like, hello, it's me. From Bond. But Bond, people have seemed to have lost interest in Bond lately. I don't know if you noticed that.
No, I have noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, we got to...
There hasn't been any casting news recently.
no, they haven't, yeah. What's next, Mason?
Robert Ainscough also had the question about the dog's name, but he also said, I'm sure you help plenty of people out there that are struggling with depression like me, that you can make them forget their worries for 90 minutes every week.
Nice.
You're welcome.
Not a question.
Not a question, though. Get out of here, but he asked the dog questions.
did,
That's
he
fine,
did,
yeah. I hope so too. And that's, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's from Avi Yabaluri, and he says, brackets, butcher that one, James. Well, I did, didn't I? This is for both of us. Tell us your favourite stories from travels abroad, one you haven't told us before.
Look, I already told the gay bus story, and
You did, yeah.
that's the extent.
Okay, I got one. It's not really a story.
I passed out on a beach once, and I fell face forward
Drunk?
into the sand. No, I was dehydrated.
Really?
Yeah.
Where were you?
Kuala Lumpur?
How the hell did that happen? You just
Didn't drink any water.
That's why you're getting
It's important to stay hydrated.
I didn't get you a glass of water this week.
I know, right?
You can run it if you want. And drink from the
No,
toilet.
it's okay, good.
I remember once
So
I
I
was...
was just walking,
Yeah.
walking, and I'm like, oh
no.
no, and then face forward into some
Was anyone
sand.
with you?
Family with
Okay,
me,
good.
Yeah.
And they left you there.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, exactly.
God.
I'm sure I got a mango juice after that.
No doubt.
Yum, yum, yum.
Yeah. I in Greece, I think it was Santorini, one of the Greek islands. I remember I went to, it was some bar, and I was just drinking with, people you don't know.
Uh-huh.
And it was, they were like, oh, look, the Greek moonshine is only €3 for like 6 shots. And I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
that seems real, no, I was broke. I'm like, that seems real cheap and probably dangerous, but sure.
Yeah.
So I got it, and it was, we had a couple each, and it was just poison. And
Terrific.
the guy, one of the guys I was with, when he drank it, started throwing up immediately.
Terrific.
Like straight away. That's not a great story, but it's the first thing that came to mind. Like I've been up the Eiffel Tower, but who cares?
I've also been up the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
Maybe we were on different sides at the same time.
Very possible. I climbed Kilimanjaro. Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever
whatever.
been scammed overseas?
I've been tempted. Like when I walk, I got my hands in my pockets with my wallet.
Yeah, right.
And I don't. And if anyone comes up to me, I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck off.
Right,
Like that's
yeah,
my
that's fair.
immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in Italy once, and I had the classic where somebody shows you a newspaper,
Yeah.
and you look, and you're supposed to be like,
Oh, yeah.
what's happening? Like, what are
I've
they
heard
trying
that
to show
one,
me
yeah.
here? And then what at the time, like children come around you and try to pick your
Yeah,
pockets.
yeah.
But I'm like, get out of it! Bloody get out of it! Get out of it!
Yeah, absolutely. You can normally see it coming. Though Claire's brother was in Italy not that long ago. He's a very smart guy. He's studying to be a doctor. But he met a guy. I'm fairly certain he was a gypsy. There's a lot of gypsies in Italy. They're just trying to make a living, mate, because you can't get proper citizenship. It's a whole
Right,
thing.
uh-huh.
But anyway, so they were having a chat, and the guy was like, "Hey, do you want me to take a photo of you and your friend?" And he was like, "Yeah, absolutely." So they handed over his phone.
Oh, no.
And then the guy ran off.
Yeah.
Didn't get him. And then Claire's brother, though, went, and his friend went and complained to, like, there were some other gypsies in the group, and they went, oh, man, this guy stole their phone or whatever. And they're like, oh no, that's terrible. Really sorry to hear that. And when they moved away, he realized that they stole his wallet. So this all happened in the space of like 5 minutes.
Nice. Oh, did the other people, did they have a big sign that said Gypsy Complaint Department?
Yeah, that's right.
And he's like, I'll just go over here and it's time to complain. All right.
Yeah.
It's glad this bureaucracy's been set up.
I think just if you're in a crowded area, keep anything valuable in your front pockets and keep your hands in your pockets.
In many ways, your hands are your most valuable thing.
Correct.
So keep them in your
pockets.
pockets.
Keep them in your pockets, yeah. Did I do that last one? I did. So you got a question?
Josh,
Yeah.
who gave $214.
Too much, Josh.
Yeah. Look, it's not important how much you give. Any amount is terrific, but bloody hell, mate.
Yeah, bloody hell.
Marvel TV rights are a grey area. Would you like to see Marvel bring X-Men characters to Netflix and culminate into an X-Men show like The Defenders? If so, which characters?
So Marvel Netflix, bring it to the Netflix and... Wait, say that again?
X-Men characters,
yes.
Netflix shows.
Yes.
Like maybe individual shows and then you bring them together as a team.
Okay, yeah.
I would like to see Madrox the Multiple Man.
Oh, he's in X-Men 3, isn't he?
Yes, he is. It's a very brief role as a very pleasant man who can... But there was a X Factor... There was a Madrox and an X Factor series a few years ago where he ran a detective agency.
Oh, and didn't he go and learn different skills? And
that was part... Yeah.
We've talked about this.
Yeah, so... Because he can split off into multiple people.
Yeah.
And he can send his duplicates off. And if one of them... Like at one point he sends one of them off to like a Tibetan monk... to like a Tibetan monastery to learn martial arts for 10 years.
That's awesome.
And then when he comes back and he re-merges with the duplicate and then all of a sudden he has 10 years of martial arts skills. Like that's crazy.
That's
real cool,
I love
right?
that.
Yeah.
And you like a character where, what is it, they're really good at they've got like one thing, but they've mastered that really specific
like Toad.
thing.
Like how Toad in X-Men 1, Toad is like one of the most dangerous characters, even though his skill set is garbage. Like his power set is garbage compared to everybody else. But he's been doing it for years and he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like by contrast, I hate a character that has 1,000,000 powers, but they never use any because the writer doesn't think to use them.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
annoying.
Yeah, that is annoying. Yeah. Speaking of big donations, though.
Wait, hang on. Do you have any suggestions?
Oh, X-Men characters that
Yeah.
would, I guess, somebody we haven't really seen before.
Yeah.
Then again, I wouldn't mind just kind of reboot. I mean, we're getting another X-Men movie, but
Yeah.
maybe just start again.
Sure, right.
And just do all the kind of the major ones, I guess.
Yeah, right.
But also, I don't know what I want to see specifically. I guess space stuff.
Space stuff's
More
good.
like different
Yeah.
adventures than just hanging around a mansion and whatever.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't know specifically. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
It's okay. You
Maybe
don't
some
have to have an
day-to-day, because there are some good X-Men comics which is kind of like day-to-day school stuff, like
Yeah, true,
interwoven
yeah.
with like bigger stuff, and
Yeah.
the movies don't sort of do that. a
X-Men
little
High.
bit. X-Men High. But then again, that sounds terrible also, doesn't it?
Doesn't it? Yeah, right.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
all right.
I kind of like what some of Fox are doing at the moment, where they're trying weirder stuff as
Yeah,
well.
totally.
Yeah, and even Legion obviously is great.
great, yeah.
Also, yeah. Speaking of big donations, though, Mason, John donated. It's not a question, but he donated $1,069.
And 69 cents.
Very
Up
good.
top, brother.
It's I mean that's incredible. So I thought I'd read this out. Hey, you dickheads! I noticed you're short of your goal, so here's a big thank you from me. I've been struggling with depression myself for a number of years, and your podcast is part of what gets me through my Mondays at work, knowing there'll be something to listen to on the train home. Here's to grabbing all the gems.
Wow.
Yeah. So no, that's really awesome. Obviously, it's not because a lot of people have also said, "Hey, I can only donate $1 or whatever." It's fine,
Yeah.
whatever. But thanks, John. That's bloody awesome. You're the best person.
Objectively, in this case, you are the best person. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, what's next, Mason?
Nicholas Erickson says, if you had to make a podcast about something else, what would it be? I think it'd just be me being angry at the government.
Angry at the... Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Which government? Just all government?
All governments,
Yeah,
probably.
I can do that.
Governments and corporations just being angry at them.
Fair enough.
It'd be called They're Not Your Friends.
Yeah.
Because they're not.
Yeah.
Never give them any leeway.
No, absolutely. What I don't understand about... It's a lot of countries, and it happens here a little... Oh, probably less here. Even if you support whatever political party you have, you don't have to agree with everything they say.
Yeah, right.
You can still be like I don't particularly like our Prime Minister. Like, there's some things I like and some things I don't. A lot of things I don't like.
The fact that he's spineless.
Yes.
You like that.
Yes. I'm trying to think about this. Okay, the Prime Minister that I have liked, I still don't like them as people.
Right, sure.
Because like you said, you can't give them leeway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, so Meso's political hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, just you going, don't like it.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it. All right, this is from...
Would you have a different podcast?
I don't know. I'd probably... I wouldn't mind doing like a... like a general kind of news stuff that's happening, like weird stuff for the week.
Current events.
Yeah, current events, but also kind of funny-ish stuff as well.
And
yeah.
political.
And political.
We call it They're Not Your Friends.
Your friends, yeah. So something like that, yeah.
Right.
If I had the time and there was the interest, maybe. But
cool, man.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I would like video games would be good as well, but I don't play enough to kind of be on top of that.
Right,
yeah.
sure.
Yeah. This is from
Leave it to the experts, except for politics.
That's right. We'll take care
We'll
of that.
take care of that.
Hannah Kaplan. Cheers from Boston, guys. Love the show and all that. Your New York accents are legendary.
Thank you.
Oh, the word's gotten around. Very good. How about you giving Boston accents a go? Hint, just say park the car in Harvard Yard in your regular Aussie accent and poof, instant Bostonian. Park the car. Can you do it? Park the car. If you say it doesn't sound. If we say it in an Australian accent, it doesn't work. Does
Hang
it?
on, let me check. Park the car in Harvard Yard. No, it's pretty close though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Park.
Close. Right?
It's PHARK.
Yeah.
I just think of Goodwill Hunting. That's my kind of.
I think of Mark Wahlberg.
Wahlberg.
And his Wow Burgers. Does he own Wild Burgers or does his brother own Wild Burgers?
I think it's all.
It's a family thing.
All the Wild
Family's
Burgs.
important for the Wild Burgers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I do like the Boston accent.
Yeah, it's good, right?
I like how it seems like some people from there really turn it up and some people just refuse to do it. So
Yeah,
it's
right.
Yeah. But I like it.
Yeah.
I love an aggressive Boston movie also.
We have regional accents too, guys.
We do, yeah.
It's us, Adelaide,
Yeah.
and probably...
Adelaide's a bit more kind of proper.
Yeah, it's
They say
posh.
it's more
They say
castle and whatnot. But then there's also really Australian.
Well, they have a lot of castles.
They do have too many castles.
many castles.
Yeah. But then there's like really Australian, which is probably how we sound. But there's like a next level of Australian.
Yeah, right.
Because we're pretty middle of the road Australian accents. Yeah. Good stuff. What's next, Mason? Park the car. No,
It's all right. James, could you go into more detail about your charity work overseas? You may have answered this before, but I only picked it because the person is called Poo Poo Magoo.
Well, I guess I have to now.
That's right.
Oh, no, okay, so one of the things I've done specifically in 2009, which was when the Arkham game came out, I remember, because you were playing it and texting me how good it was. And I was stuck in Tanzania. Claire and I moved to Tanzania, and we taught in a school for 6 months voluntarily. And also after school, there was like an orphanage kind of. It wasn't really an orphanage. It's complicated. It's called Food, Water, Shelter. You can look it up. And basically, we used to tutor there after school as well for kids. So we did that. So that's one of the things that we did.
All right, we get it. You're a hero.
I'm a hero, mate. What could I say? But it was great. I mean, it's also one of those things where I don't know. Like I look back and I'm like, did I just do that for me to be like there's something to say I did?
Oh, right, to
you
be
know
a
what I
more
mean?
well-rounded person.
Yeah.
But I mean but a lot of people I think do that. But at the same time, there's a difference. We know a lot of people. Not personally.
We know a lot of people.
We do know a lot of people, but I mean, there's people who go to some, a developing world country to build a well or something.
Yeah.
And realistic, like I've read articles about how they're actually kind of getting in the way.
Yes.
Like people go overseas to find themselves and they just sort of, they're like, I'm going to help build a well.
So they can say they dug a well or whatever.
Dug a well
yeah.
and get on social media and show people how well they're doing. And basically they're kind of, it'd be better to just send some money over and get some people to do the work. But I think with you, if you're actually tutoring and actually doing the work.
Well, that was the idea, just to kind of, because it's weird. Because in Tanzania, the national language is English. It may have changed, but they speak Swahili. So a lot of time the kids will get to high school but the primary schools are in Swahili. So it's kind of there's a bit of a disconnect. But and I learned a little bit. Claire's way better languages than me, so she was better at that. But no, it was, I tried to kind of keep out of the way and just tried to be useful, but who knows? I remember I got given some money from a local parish to be like, what's the best use of this money? They gave me like $1,000. Well, they didn't give it to me. They were going to send it over. And they said, can you put this to the best use possible? So I emailed them and I said, okay, so what I can do with this, I can pay for 4 kids' school fees up to year 10.
Yep.
If that is the best use of this money. And they were like, we were thinking something more like a classroom. And I'm like, what do you fucking... I flipped. I was very polite.
Yeah.
Everybody wants a plaque.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In a room.
Yeah.
But you don't need another room. People need to be able to pay so they can go to school.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know. It's again that kind of situation. But yeah. I don't know. So there
Hey, speaking of plaque...
I'm a hero, mate.
Speaking of plaque, Harrison Noah asked, do you have any good luck charms or rituals to ensure the podcast goes well each week? And I say plaque because you brush your teeth.
Every
every
I
podcast.
do. I've kind of slipped up on that a
Have
bit
you
lately.
really?
Less so, yeah.
Because-
I drink a water. I get
Drink
your water.
You get me a water?
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, like, I'm always like, while you're brushing your teeth. But then sometimes we'll start the podcast and I'm like, oh, my teeth are a little furry.
Yeah.
Probably should have brushed my teeth.
It depends what I've eaten before. If I had like a peanut butter cracker,
Yeah, right,
then
okay.
I'll have to
Yeah.
bloody...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I take off my shoes and I take off my
You
watch.
do, yeah.
But sometimes I put a blankie on.
I guess I set up the room. I moved
Yep.
the mics.
I wait to be attacked by the dog.
Yep. Dog's not here at the moment.
That's not here.
Yeah. It's a shame.
Mm.
Yeah. This is from Akash Mona Singh. This is great what you're doing, guys. Would you rather sit through a Marvel movie marathon or a DC one? Keeping in mind that you're stuck watching it till it's over. There's less DC movies, but the majority of Marvel movies are better.
You'll have to say that whole thing
Okay,
again.
so sit through a Marvel movie marathon or
Yep.
a DC movie marathon. Marvel movies, most would say, are better, but there's more of them.
Yep.
DC movies would be...
Also, I
Four.
have to sit through all of them.
Yes.
Oh.
I did the DC one because it'd be shorter.
Uh,
Yeah.
can we yell things?
I guess so.
Then DC.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it was like just like phase one of Marvel or whatever, I'd probably choose that, but I couldn't. It's
I
so
guess-
many. It's so many.
I guess for me, it would also depend on the cinema.
Yeah.
And it would depend on what I'm allowed to do. Like, if I can't move,
Yeah.
if I can maybe, like, if I can, like, go to the bathroom or whatever in between, that's fine. But, like, if I'm allowed to wander around the cinema and talk to people while it's happening.
Yeah.
And, like,
It's just you.
yeah.
In a cinema.
And if it's the place where I can get a pizza and a full-size garlic bread.
You and your bloody pizza.
And I can do that after
But
every
can
movie.
you're allowed to sleep.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Probably not.
Yeah, but also they can't weld your eyeballs open.
No, but maybe like when you fall asleep, they turn them off, and as soon as you...
I see, right.
No, definitely.
So it's now an elaborate torture
It
situation.
is, yeah. Definitely the shorter thing.
Yeah.
What's next, Mason?
Michael Pobuk says, what is your favourite fan theory, excluding the one told on Filthy Casuals so far? So the one on Filthy Casuals was, we asked people to send in fan theory. Somebody sent in a fan theory, but it was actually about how the Jews run the world. Do you remember that?
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, that was their fan theory.
Yeah.
That was their big old theory. Look, I'm actually a big fan of it. It's nonsense, but maybe it isn't, that Jar Jar Binks is an
Sith Lord,
evil
yeah,
Sith Lord.
yeah.
And potentially Snoke. I think that's very
Right,
good.
okay,
I
yeah.
also like the theory that the Boba Fett we see in the original trilogy is not the Boba Fett we
Yep,
see
I like that.
in the
Which could actually turn out to be
new
true.
trilogy.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, depending on
that
what they do with the
potentially he's
character.
just a guy who killed the original Boba Fett and
Yeah,
took the armor,
which I'm okay with.
which is good.
Yeah.
Because again, the original the kid Boba Fett is a real wiener.
Yeah.
So
not now. Have you seen him recently?
He's
a real
buff now.
fella. Yeah.
Mhm.
I quite like the James Bond same guy thing.
Yeah,
one
right.
that's kind of an old one, and I really like the one that The Rock.
Yeah,
the movie The Rock is James Bond captured by the CIA.
Oh yeah, sure,
Yeah.
right. That is good.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like that James Bond theory as well.
Doesn't actually work.
Yeah, it's
anymore.
been debunked
Yeah.
since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Also, it implies that he also has an opposite number in the CIA, who also has Felix Leiter. It
Right,
has to be
it's
a different
the
Felix
same,
Leiter,
yeah,
because
good
sometimes
point.
it's Jeffrey Wright and sometimes it's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
different guy. What have you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same sheriff though. Small town sheriff. What's his name?
Oh, Sheriff J.W. Pepper. Yeah, it's always he's the same guy.
Yeah.
Oh, bring him back.
Bring him back.
Mm.
This is from Dominic Webster. What did you guys see yourself doing when you were kids, and what kept you motivated to keep doing what you do currently?
When I was a kid, I wanted to be a private detective.
And now you are.
Yeah, but I thought that'd be cool. I thought it'd be like
No,
in
it's
the
not fun,
movies
I've
where
heard.
there'd be car chases and gunfights
Yeah.
and what have you. But it's just following around cheating spouses
Yes,
and taking
that's
photos.
exactly
of.
what
Like
it
that's
is.
literally all they do all
And
the
just
time.
delivering bad news.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah,
Yeah, so-
absolutely. I remember reading an article from a private detective. It was a lady who would go into bars also and seduce, or not seduce, but sit there and see if married men would hit on her.
Entrapment is what
Entrapment, exactly, yeah. But I think it was every time that she was called in, it happened except for once.
you did. Right,
Like,
okay.
so the spouse was always correct, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. What I wanted to be, I did an episode with Claire recently of her show, Just Make the Thing, where I talk all about
Entrapment.
entrapment, yeah.
And that time you passed the test. You were the one man who passed the test.
But you could be entrapment. Would you do that? Just sit in a bar and have married women hit on you?
What would I do?
That you could be that. You could still do it.
Oh, sure, yeah. Oh, yeah, I could, couldn't I? Yeah, that's so true. You're right.
No, neither.
Look at that man. Look at his beard blowing in the breeze.
Look at all that cheese stuck in it. But yeah, so I talk a lot about there as a kid. I used to think I'd be like a cartoonist or an artist or a drawer or something like that. But then I talk all about it in high school. It kind of gets beaten out of you and whatever.
Yeah, right.
But now
sometimes literally.
That's right. Yeah. So yeah, that's all there. Just make the thing. Check it out, and you might go on it as well.
I don't make anything.
But you do, Mason.
All right.
You make entrapment videos for married couples.
Yeah, that's true. Gotcha. You got Meso. Yeah. This is from Moose Skittles.
Yeah.
I don't have an answer to this, but I just thought I'd bring it up. Who would? It's a versus. Who would win in a fight? Me and you versus.
People want to know that a lot.
No, who would win in a fight between us?
Yeah.
But no, this is us as a team versus the two guys from the Foster's adverts. So I don't know what that is. I just bring this up because I always find it fascinating. These snippets of Australian culture that are not in Australia.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah.
Like, because again, and I think we've mentioned this before.
Are they a comedy duo? Like,
I don't know. But in Australia, nobody drinks Foster's.
Nobody drinks it, yeah.
It's a trick.
Yeah.
But I feel I should bring this up whenever he mentions it. Nobody drinks it unless the event has been sponsored by Foster's.
And then you have to drink it.
You have to. I mean, you don't physically have to. I mean, as Australians, we're legally obligated to. We do have to. But
I'm off beer. I'm sick of it.
What, forever?
I've just had enough of it.
Wow.
I'll have the occasion. No, I haven't had one in a very long time.
Wow.
Because I'm just sick of it. It just.
What do you a chilled white wine?
I'll have a vodka soda.
Oh,
no calories,
No
Mason.
calories, right.
And I guess I'll have the occasional red wine. But
you wear when you go to the beach, you wear one of those swimsuits, the one-piece swimsuit that says vodka soda on the front.
Correct, yeah. I'm just sick of it. And you have like 6 and you're full and whatever. And it's a bad hangover.
Yep.
And it doesn't taste that good, but everybody's expected to drink it. Not that vodka soda tastes that good anyway, but I'm bloody sick of it, Mason. Yeah. Had a gutful.
There we go.
Literally.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I was just going to say a lot. It's, like in America, they have the Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah.
And the signature dish of the Outback Steakhouse apparently is the bloomin' onion.
Oh, that's right.
Which is some sort of onion. It's like a full onion that they cut into segments, and it's filled with gravy or something.
Ugh.
Australia doesn't have those. I don't know who invented them. I've never been served one anywhere. I've never seen one on a menu. No one's ever asked me if I'd like one. My grandparents never offered me one for dinner. Like, it's not even an old thing that's fallen out of favor. It never existed.
No, it's not.
I don't know why that's a thing in America.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've just typed in 2 Foster's guys into Google to see what it is.
Yep.
And the second option is the Foster's guys kiss. So I don't know what that is.
All right. Well, look, we could probably thump them while they're busy doing that. So I guess we'd win.
Is that a hate crime though? I don't want to get bailed up for that.
No, it's fine.
What do we got here? Robert Smith says, I think we've had this before.
Oh, Robert Smith from The Cure?
Yes.
Great.
Would you rather fight 100 bear-sized bees or 1 bee-sized bear?
I think we have been asked that before.
We have. But if it was 1 bee, that's only got 1 stinger.
That's true.
So, but if it got you, you're in
You're not just stung, you're
skewered, mate. But if you could somehow get it wedged in a door and then it would pull back and the stinger would rip off. Yeah. And then as it was dying, you'd just kick it a bit. But 100 little bears.
Yeah.
They can't fly, can they?
No, exactly.
It'd be like standing on.
I guess, but it'd also be like, what if it's ants? What if they're like ants and they crawl up your leg?
But it's only 100 though.
And they'd be.
If it was 1,000,
they'd be more annoying.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, I think so. And also, you could probably get them with a flamethrower. That'd be funny.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So little bears.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'd keep one though.
But I'd rather fight the bee because I just want to see that.
Oh. Absolutely. Yeah. There was a Doctor Who episode with a giant bee. Do you remember
right.
giant alien bee?
See it, no.
Yeah. What's next, Mason?
Anonymous asks, what's your biggest pet peeve? Mine is being interrupted while I'm eating.
You do hate that, yeah.
Like not a friend or whatever.
Yeah.
But not even like
sometimes,
if you see me out again, if you see me out on the street and I'm eating, you can
come up
and say hello. But what annoys me is if I'm at home and I'm eating a sandwich. I've made a sandwich, which is rare for me to make any kind of food. I'm eating a sandwich and I get a knock on the door and somebody's like, hello, have you thought about changing your electricity provider? No, leave me alone. And the further along I am into the meal, the more annoying it is.
Yes.
Like if I've got 1 bite left and I get annoyed by the electricity guy and I come back to it and I've got 1 bite, how can you enjoy 1 bite of a sandwich?
It's not the same, is it?
It's not the same.
Yeah, you're right.
Leave me alone.
God damn it.
Actually, initially that's my biggest pet peeve. That's what I thought was my biggest pet peeve. But the other day, went to a comedy gig, and it was the gig was finished.
Yeah.
And I was there, and I'd been to Hungry Jack's, which is our equivalent of Burger King.
Yes.
And I had like a burger, and I'd eaten like 2 bites out of the burger. And I'm talking to some people. And
All food related things.
Yeah, and I look away. Yes, because it's a fundamental part of our existence. I'm talking to some people. I look away. A friend of mine, a girl, snatches the burger out of my hand and eats the whole thing. Like puts the whole thing in her mouth.
What kind of burger? Like a Whopper?
It would have been a double barbecue bacon stacker.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Who did that?
I'm not going to tell you.
Tell me after.
I'll tell you off air. Yeah. But I'm like, to this point, I didn't think that being interrupted was like there's a more annoying thing than that. But apparently it's that. It's someone physically taking my food out of my hand and eating it in front of me.
That is worse.
Because I'd have to walk down the street and get another one.
Did you?
No. Wait. Can't remember. I mean, I have since.
Sure.
I'm an idiot.
Like, I can never think of a pet peeve when they, like, off the top of my head, but they just
right.
kind of randomly hit me. I don't know if people who listen to the show probably realize that. I'm like, that's right. I hate
Would
this
it be
particular thing.
cinema related?
Nah, not really. I've had some pretty good cinema experiences lately.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I think maybe because I go a lot of time during the day when it's
Yes,
quiet.
that's right.
But, like, if you go, like, on a Tuesday night, which is, like, a cheap Tuesday for Australia,
Yeah.
it's usually a nightmare. If I think of something, I'll come back to it, meaning that I won't. It's from Conholly. What if Mario real life?
Connolina Lee.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
What if Mario real life? Nightmare, I say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Murderer.
Yeah, they'd have to bring him down like King Kong, I think.
That's right.
Yeah, his powers would get too great and they'd have to shoot him down with biplanes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What else, Mason?
The totally straight guy of the podcast, and this will become relevant in a second, asks, if the Hulk gets physically bigger the angrier he gets, does that mean his dick gets larger as well? Is there a cap on how large his dick can get?
I don't think so. I think his dick would grow.
it doesn't get any bigger. That's why he gets so mad.
Oh, and
then,
his short. You think his shorts would tear off as well, wouldn't
exactly, right? Yeah.
Because his balls as well.
Yeah, his balls as well, exactly. But I think it doesn't get any bigger, and that's why he gets angry.
It would have to get bigger.
All right.
But also, the penis is a different muscle. It doesn't work like a regular muscle.
Yes.
Like, blood flows into it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't... Yeah.
But also his skull gets bigger and all his bones.
Yeah, good point.
It's one bone in particular. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. This is from Nerdy Casuals. Hey, dickheads. Thanks for what you do. What's your favourite episode of the Batman the Animated Series? Mine would be Robin's Reckoning. I don't know that one off the top of my head. Thanks. Love the Mr. Freeze one.
Yep, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Heart of Ice.
Yeah,
which
it's a great one, yeah.
Finally gives it sort of gave a tragic backstory to a very generic character who prior to that was just a guy who had ice powers for no reason.
Just a dude.
Yeah.
There's one where it's like a sort of a what if. It's kind of it's a dream story, but it's a bit of a cheat sort of in that way. Where I think it's Barbara Gordon's killed or someone's killed and Batman and Robin are on the run and
I remember
he
that
knows
episode,
like Commissioner Gordon knows who he is and
Yeah,
it turns out to be not true.
Yeah,
but
that's a good one.
that's a good one. There's the one where the criminals are playing cards.
Oh, and do they all tell a different Batman story?
Yeah,
That's a good one, yeah.
Yeah, of how they nearly caught Batman.
Yeah. And we've mentioned it many times, I do love the episode that introduces Clock King.
Yeah, that's a great episode.
He's just again, that's a nothing character, but he becomes a dangerous threat because he's just a guy who's really punctual.
Yeah.
Again, that's a character who has no, like he's got a lame power set. In this case, he doesn't really have anything. But you go, okay, this is a person who has this ability or, has this skill all the time.
Yeah.
Why isn't he great at it? Great with it. And so there it is.
There it bloody is.
This is good. And again, I tangent, but I do love the Justice League Unlimited episode where Batman has to sing to save the life of Wonder Woman.
They're going to say the one where he has to kill that little girl, but he doesn't.
Oh, right.
That's a good one too.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, they're good. It's a great show. Oh, good. It's really, I don't know. I don't think you can't really bring that back, I feel. It's kind of,
it's of its time.
It's of its time and
yeah, it's like a Warner Brothers cartoon.
Yeah.
You can bring it back if you want, but they can't, anytime they bring something like that back, they have to go, we can't have it exactly the same as the old stuff, so we'll put a little spin on it, and that takes some of the magic off, I guess.
Batman Beyond's quite good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Though I haven't seen as much of that. This is from Keith. Love the show. Thanks for putting out content every week. Question. What do you think is a quintessential comic book storyline for the main superhero? So like your Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, etc.
Quintessential.
I really want to do an episode, and I'm meaning to do it for ages, where we just do, if you love Superman, this is the core Superman story you should read.
Right,
if you love Spider-Man, this is the one you should read. Do you reckon we should... Like, because a lot of people ask, hey, how do I get into
That's
comics?
a good episode.
So
I
I
like
think, and we could probably
Yeah.
get a lot of listener suggestions to be like,
Yeah, that'd be really
this
good.
is the one you start with. Like,
Yeah.
you know, Batman, you'd be like probably year 1 and whatever. Yeah. Others.
Others?
Certainly,
I
yeah.
still see that's the thing. I still think Batman Year One is still the definitive Batman origin.
Yeah, probably.
But I think the Superman one they've had to reboot a number of times.
I quite like Superman.
Birthright?
Birthright, yeah.
That's a good one, yeah.
That's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think they've since changed that
Yeah,
one a
that's
whole bunch of
changed
time.
again. Or it's back. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't remember what they're doing.
But like once they're established heroes, what's a quintessential Superman story?
Yeah. I like Kingdom Come, but that's like way after.
Yeah,
It's also
and I was
going to
say I like All Star Superman.
Yeah.
which is kind of
It's kind of a love letter.
yeah, and it's a great Superman story, but it's also continuity free.
Yeah, yeah.
So
yeah.
if you, it's a good story to read, but it doesn't give you any clue as to the wider universe.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I would say maybe start with the new Superman stuff.
Max Landis did a run of Clark Kent growing up as Superman recently.
okay.
I can't remember what it's called, but that's if you want like an introduction to Superman that takes
Yep.
you through his childhood and how he starts becoming Superman.
Yeah.
So
All right, we'll do an episode.
we
on it.
should
Sounds
absolutely
really
do an
good.
episode. Yeah.
This is from Brandon.
Yes.
He's a firefighter, like your brother.
My brother Brandon. Yeah.
Yeah, your brother Brandon. He says something nice about the show, and he says thanks us for doing the Q&A and the fundraising, which is nice. But he just says, do you guys know any comic book characters who are firefighters or any good stories about firefighters?
Oh no.
The only one who comes to mind is Firefly, the Batman villain.
Yeah.
And it's basically the Vulture with a flamethrower. Yeah, it turns out a lot of these characters are. Whenever a character is introduced as a firefighter, they turn out to be a pyromaniac, and then they've got a battle suit with a flamethrower in it. Ash was a character created by Jimmy Palmiotti and the current president of Marvel, whose name I cannot recall.
Don't know.
Who is a firefighter, and then he gains like super flame powers.
Okay.
And I'm going to look it up real quick.
But he was an actual firefighter.
He was an actual firefighter.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
I can't think of anybody specifically. Well, all that springs to mind is that time that Tobey Maguire had to save that girl from a fire in Spider-Man 2.
You're right.
But he's not a firefighter, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man puts on a bloody fireman's hat
Oh,
and he's got a
yeah.
megaphone or whatever.
Joe Quesada, that's the
Yeah,
guy.
of course. Yeah. Okay, right.
They did for Event Comics.
Yeah. It's more of a cop thing where you're a cop that gets powers or a cop that becomes a vigilante,
Or
isn't
a
it?
cop who becomes Sergeant Kabuki Man in NYPD.
That's right, exactly.
Ash was a firefighter who gained superpowers from a time-displaced regeneration device from a possible apocalyptic future.
Sure.
That's right.
Nothing too complex then.
Yeah.
This is from Javert Jiménez. I may have been saying that wrong. Are there any Australian superheroes you would like fans to know about or see in theatres? No, not really. It's not.
Sorry, Joe Quesada is no longer the chief creative officer of Marvel.
He's out.
He's out.
Who's in? Who cares? Who's in?
Axel Alonso.
Who cares?
He's been replaced by somebody else. No, he's still around.
Okay,
Anyway, it doesn't
good.
matter.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Australian superheroes. They're kind of.
Oh, I think I had that one as well.
Yeah.
How many are there? What was the question?
What would you like to see if there were one? Well, the fire guy, the X-Men fire guy is Australian. What's his name? Pyro's Australian.
Pyro's Australian. Captain Boomerang is
Captain
Australian.
Boomerang's
Is Marvel's Boomerang Australian? I can't remember.
Don't know. You can't hear his accent, Mason.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
They just talked about bringing in Captain Britain. The Marvel have talked about bringing in
Australia's own Captain Britain.
No, I'm just saying because there is a Captain Australia. I'm fairly certain. I don't know if it's a Marvel thing, but I'm fairly certain there is a Captain Australia.
Look, we can't rule it out.
Yeah.
When I was a kid,
Wasn't the Phantom Australia? Like briefly or something?
he's not Australian. But
No, he's not Australian, but he's an Australian created. Is he?
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
When when I was a kid reading comics, like when I was a kid,
Yeah.
oftentimes they would add in they would bring over, there would be an Australian version of a comic book, and they would create an Australian character to be in that series as well.
Right,
So
okay.
there was an Australian G.I. Joe comic book, and there was an Australian G.I. Joe called Digger,
Nice.
who looked imagine like like the Digger in their dress uniform,
Yep,
with that slouch
gotcha.
hat with the tipped up
I know.
side.
Yeah. Like the Anzac.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Who else is Australian?
That's it.
Clever Man.
Is he?
Yes.
Oh, the TV series.
The TV series
Is
Clever
that
Man.
good?
Yeah, it's good. There's series 2 is
Second-
coming
yeah,
out
it's coming
in
out,
the next
yeah.
couple of days, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta get around to watching that. This is from...
Also, nobody ever mentions that Captain Boomerang is culturally appropriating boomerangs. He didn't invent boomerangs, did he?
He certainly didn't.
Yeah.
But also, we didn't invent guns, or did we? I don't know.
Also, there's a Spider-Man villain called the Kangaroo, not Australian.
Ah, that's right.
But
yeah.
he just went to Australia. He was on the lam, I
Doesn't
think.
he dress as a kangaroo? But he's not. He's
No,
not
I don't think he dresses as a kangaroo.
He's not a mutant.
But he's on the lam, and I think he ate some special herbs in Australia, and then he learned to jump like kangaroos.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah. What's the next question, Mason?
Boomerang from Marvel is a baseball player, so I assume he's not.
Let's just go back.
Oh no, wait, he's from Alice Springs.
There you go.
There you go.
Never been.
And he's got boomerangs and a jet boots.
Perfect.
Which I assume is also cultural appropriation from the Jetsons. What are we doing? I've forgotten.
Australian superheroes. I can do another question if you want, unless you got one handy to go. I'll do it.
Anita would like to know if you could switch voices with anyone in the world, who would it be?
Good question. I don't know.
That is a good question. I reckon for me it would be Brian Blessed, who is a
yes.
You know that guy?
I know. He's the voice of Boss Nass.
Who's Boss? Oh, right, from the Star Wars.
Yeah.
Right.
He's the big British guy, isn't he?
He's a big British guy.
Yeah.
He's got a big British voice. I believe he is the voice of the narrator in the video game The Stanley Parable.
Okay.
I think. Let me just
I
double
choose
check.
Quentin Tarantino.
Fantastic.
Yeah. No, he's great.
He's got a big old British voice.
Watch any interview with that guy, and he's got amazing stories, and he's just an incredible character. Brian Blessed.
Yeah. Do we get all their voice skills? 'Cause
Yes.
maybe Peter Serafinowicz.
Oh, he's the best.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll take him.
Yeah, nice.
You can be Brian Blessed. Or...
God damn it. No, it's fine.
Yeah, he's next level, man. That dude. One of my favorite YouTube videos is
the narrator in The Stanley Parable is Kevin Brighting.
well,
Sorry,
maybe him
Kevin
then.
Brighting. Yeah, maybe him. Yeah, he's pretty good.
That YouTube video of Peter Serafinowicz doing 200 voices in a minute.
That's right, yeah.
But he only does like 12.
And they're ridiculous, yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It's from AJ Grayson. Love the show, guys. Makes school 80% more tolerable.
Oh.
By the way, James, I don't care what you look like. You're a beautiful little boy no matter what. Oh, thank you.
Agreed.
Not
a lot of these questions were just...
Yeah, I was taking the time.
All right.
Because you have to go... When
I
you have
got
to
time.
Go? All right, cool.
A lot of these questions were like, hey, James, I don't have a question, but you're not as ugly as I thought you'd be.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Mark says, what is your favorite episode of The Simpsons? I was watching clips of the Lemon Tree episode the other day.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know if
it's
it's my
a good one.
favorite, but God, that's a good episode.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
You?
My reflex is to say the monorail episode.
That's a good episode.
Maybe the Gabbo episode. Remember
Gabbo's a good one.
Gabbo's
Yeah.
a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess anything from season 3 to 9 or
Yeah,
whatever,
they're all pretty
pretty
great,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
The Hank Scorpio episode.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Uh-huh.
Now, we've mentioned this before, but he was supposed to come back and be the president in the Simpsons movie, but they thought, no one will remember
President
that.
Scorpio.
Yeah.
Really?
But
Right.
sorry, or was it the head of the military?
Right,
Whoever the
okay.
bad guy was supposed to be Scorpio.
But it was the same voice actor, right?
Yeah, they got Mel Brooks. Not Mel Brooks.
Albert Brooks.
Albert Brooks, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So
Of course we'd remember.
I know.
God damn
and
it.
even if you don't remember,
Who
it doesn't
cares?
matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
God.
Anyway, that movie's actually not bad.
Nah, it's bad.
No, because they got a lot of the original writers back. I reckon it's okay.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Got one, Mason?
Nathan Hasty would like to know, are there any trial recordings we made before we made the first episode of this? If so, what were they like? Did we?
I don't think so.
No.
No, I'm sure we tested to see if it worked.
Yeah.
But no.
Well, I wonder if those are out there anyway.
No, definitely not.
Okay, right.
I would have deleted it.
What happens with all this? Where do all the episode scraps go? They all go all in the bin?
There's not really much to it.
No, should
There's
you just stitch them all together
Yeah,
and release
it's
them?
a lot of like, hey, I'm going to the toilet.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So,
Yeah, that's true.
It'll probably be that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's not really kind of hidden audio. Like, there's a bit of tweaking in the podcast, but it's not.
Yeah,
It's
right.
not crazy. Yeah.
Different podcasters have different techniques for starting off as well. Like,
Yeah.
our friends that do go on faff about for ages before they get started.
do, yeah.
Levins from Serious Issues, straight away.
Hates a faff.
Hates a faff. It's
Yeah.
straight on. And I'm like, geez, all right.
I think we're somewhere in the middle because
Yes.
I feel I get the longer we faff about, the more paranoid I get. that
Yeah,
people are
sure,
gonna
right.
stop
So eventually you have to
listening.
just...
Yeah, we weave our garbage in between the episodes.
That's true, yeah.
Not all
That's
up
absolutely.
top. But I like the faffing about it. Do go on.
Yeah, me
but
too.
It also, I hate it if it's a podcast that I don't like the people on.
And they've asked you to do it. Like, you don't know them that well, but you're like, oh, it seems fun, I'll do it. And then they're faffing about. You're right. Yeah.
Well, that wasn't my specific example, but yes.
Okay, right. Okay, cool.
No, you're right. That
Our
is
friends over
annoying.
at It's a Duck Blur. Make your dinner.
They do make you dinner, yeah.
Nice. That was from Nathan Hasty. He says, "Can I please be the official Gold Coast bogan of the podcast?" Yes, you can.
The surfer, my natural enemy. I'm not a fan.
Mm.
I remember, like, I'm not going to talk about it. Surfers don't like them because they're like when you're in a bar, they're like next level. You know what I mean? They've got a skill set that I don't have. You know, kind of like lean and like brown and golden and whatever. You know what I mean?
Sure,
and cool and chill.
Like a McNugget.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
a sexy McNugget, just golden brown.
I can't compete with that.
You can just carry around a box of McNuggets.
I could actually, couldn't I? Yeah. Kieran wants to know, why did Mason watch Police Academy so many times in a week? Do you ever want to tell that story? You don't have to.
I can't remember.
Okay. What a revelation.
I think it was just a thing you do when you're 12 or whatever.
Yeah,
whenever that movie
yeah,
came
well, that's
out.
true. It is kind of a thing you do. Yeah. What else, Mason? What's next?
This is from Sean, the official guy who got married in Vegas wearing your dumb faces on his t-shirt.
Did he really?
I didn't know about that.
If you've sent us you may have sent us a photo of that. If you haven't, send that, Sean.
Send it
I wanna
again.
see
Yeah,
that,
that's right. He's hiking up to Everest Base Camp in a month's time. This was in March. He sent this.
Oh no, he's
so
dead.
either he's either done it or he's dead. James, could you tell us about your experience on Kilimanjaro? Mason, you can just shut up and listen.
Yeah, shut up, Mason, for a
Oh,
second.
no.
Listen, Mason, when you're a man of the world, when you're out there, you're kind of making it happen. Your life is like a series of adventures. You're going to stitch them together, and that's I don't know. Look, it's fine. It was 6 days, 4 days up, 2 days down. It was cold. I didn't get altitude sickness, though a lot of people did, because I was living in Africa, as I mentioned earlier, for a bit beforehand. Just
Did you wear a
helping
puffy
out.
jacket?
I did, yeah.
What colour was your puffy jacket?
Black, maybe. There's a photo of me and Claire at the top. Claire did it as well. The last night that you summit, you go to bed at like 6, and then you get up at midnight, and then you walk from midnight to dawn to then be there at sunrise at the top.
Yeah.
It's awful. It's real cold. It was like walking on the moon.
I don't like dawn, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, it's not great, is it?
It's not great.
Get rid of it.
I'd rather have daytime or nighttime.
Or nighttime. Also, when it started, it was in the rainy season, so when I started walking, immediately my feet got wet, which I hate.
It's one of your pet peeves.
Having
famous
wet
pet peeves.
socks, the worst.
Wow.
The worst thing you could be, Mason, is a man with wet socks.
Agreed.
Yeah. Anyway, it's fine. If you want to do it, do it. If not, don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, a guy busted out a watermelon on like day 4 because you got to go with like helpers,
Okay.
like a team, because otherwise you'll probably die or whatever.
I'm not seeing the watermelon reference yet, but
Well, basically, so on the 4th day, they were like, here's also for dinner tonight, there's watermelon. And I'm like, you've been carrying a watermelon for 4 days? We could have eaten the watermelon on day 1, you know?
I have watermelon withdrawals. I'm dying here. You could have given me the watermelon.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah.
Do it if you want. Yeah. What's the next? Oh, that was your question? Or was that my question?
No, that was my question. Now your question.
Okay, do you want me to do a question?
Yeah, you do a
I'll
question.
do a question.
Okay, good.
It's from Ed. How'd you guys meet? We've met, it's probably on the old Q&A.
Yeah.
Teens, youth groups.
Youth groups and teens, the teen youth group.
If you had to pick a comic book character that most accurately and realistically describes your co-host, what would it be? What would you pick? Ooh.
Boomerang.
A butt.
Oh, no.
Just a boomerang?
No, Boomerang. No.
Boomerang, the not Australian.
No, he is Australian. He's from Alice Springs.
Okay, oh, that's right. Yeah, okay. I don't know. You kangaroo boy.
No.
I don't know.
Don't know.
Think about it.
We'll have to think about it. Well, yeah.
Because do you go physical or do you go personality?
Yeah, there aren't that many bearded superheroes.
That's true.
Yeah. I think there's a question about that in here, but I didn't.
Are they bearded superheroes is the question?
Nah.
Good work. Got a question, Mason?
This is from Anonymous. Do either of you have personal experiences with depression? And that's the end of his question. I was quite depressed for quite a long time, for like 10 years.
I'm glad.
Thank you. But I didn't know.
Yeah.
Because it was like
Does it
after
feel
high school.
like normal?
Yeah, it was like after high school and I was going to uni and working and stuff like that. And I'm like, I kind of feel bad, but I don't, like, I've got nothing to compare it to.
Right,
And
yeah.
I'm like, well, I guess this is being an adult.
This is who you
You
are,
just
yeah.
kind of, like, this is kind of, I guess, this is fine. So, hot tip, if you feel like that, maybe talk to somebody about it.
100%.
And they'll probably be like, no, that's not good.
That's
at all.
bad,
That's
yeah.
bad. Yeah.
We should actually mention this up top. We're going to link below also a bunch of, like, from whatever area you're from, like, for numbers you can call if you just want somebody to talk to.
Oh, yeah, good idea.
But I think that's the most important thing.
Our
is just
personal numbers.
Our personal numbers. Just talking to anybody kind of helps. You know
That's
what I mean?
true.
Just kind of. I think for me, I think just before I started doing my YouTube stuff, I was kind of and also going between like business and teaching.
Yep.
Whenever there's a moment where I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. What the, then there's definitely like low points where you're kind of like, ugh.
Yeah, exactly.
But I couldn't say specifically, nothing specific, just vague feelings of
just dread,
unhappiness and dread and anxiety.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is from Matt M.
Yep.
Ooh, he gave $133.
Too much. Not enough.
This is similar to the Australian question we had earlier. Have you ever been disappointed with the lack of mainstream Australian characters in comics?
Nah.
I know the X-Men in the 80s were based in the Outback. That's true.
Were they?
There was a lot of stuff in the Outback.
Cool.
I think it was because it was a mysterious place.
It is.
He was curious as to what years of reading American comics gave you in terms of American culture. Did it change your lexicon? Your show has done that for me. Ideas of us as a people or anything of the like. I think American culture and Australian culture is quite similar.
Yeah, because most of ours is American culture.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So oftentimes when we speak about stuff on this show, I will translate to an American term because I know Australians will know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But if I say it to Americans, they won't.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I think mentioned earlier, I said something about going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
In Australia, we'd say going to the toilet.
We say dunny.
Yeah, we say dunny. But like I might go.
Americans would never know what a toilet is.
No, but that's the thing. Like it's a different thing.
It's the
actual. Like if you said, like you might text me and you'd be like, "What are you doing?" And I'd be like, I might text you back, "I'm in the toilet."
I'm on the loo.
Right, but that implies that I'm in the bathroom. Right, but in America, if I said I'm in the toilet, I'm physically in.
Yes, that's right.
I'd be physically in the bowl.
Oh, right, I get you.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you. Okay, in the toilet.
Right, but if I'm in the toilet, that means I'm just in the bathroom area.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
No, I think I also make those slight corrections as well.
Yeah.
Probably subconsciously. But we got to cater out to our American overlords.
That's very true.
Yeah. Well, half our audience is the US, isn't it?
I know.
Yeah, so absolutely. Some germination.
Hello.
Either or question. James, why have you kept your face hidden all these years? Meso, any Australian movies you'd recommend? Because I was teaching and also I don't like putting my face and stuff because it's weird. And I hate YouTube celebrity because most of them are weird psychopaths that you can't tell because they hide it really well.
Now, some of them are blatantly psychopaths.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
What about that guy?
Well, he's really famous. The Logan Paul
Jake Paul
that we watched the other day.
You were like, check this out. And you showed me this guy. He's some Vine guy who's moved to YouTube. And he's got like a mansion and a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
And he's the worst. I don't know.
Yeah.
But him and his brother or something or his friends do rap battles.
Yeah.
And it's the worst thing I've ever seen. Like you'd have to try really hard to do a worse rap.
Yeah, you really would.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
But anyway, they're rich, so good.
Yeah, what do they care? Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Where did that go? Is there a movie I'd recommend?
Yeah.
Australian movie?
Yeah. Two Hands is great.
Two Hands
Ledger.
is good. What
Noise.
else I didn't really like Noise.
I love Noise. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
The Castle. If you've never seen
Yeah.
it,
I don't know. Does that translate though?
I don't know, but give it a try. If you want a dose of weird Australian suburban culture,
yeah, Eric Banner's in it.
Eric Banner's in it. That's true. You should watch the culture. Who else is in it? That's
Brian. Who's the dad in it? Carlton something.
Oh, I was trying to think of American people.
Oh,
like people Americans would know.
The guy who was in Rob Schneider's The Animal.
Oh, he's
What's
in
his
it?
name? What's the dad's name? Michael Caton.
Yeah, right. Okay,
so
sure.
he's Americans might know him.
Yeah,
I think that's about it.
Sean McAuliffe, they might know.
Is he in that?
He's one of the lawyers.
One of the lawyers. Okay, yeah.
Let me see. Maybe watch
Bud
that.
Tingwell's in it.
Yeah, watch The Castle.
Yeah, it's might be a bit weird. Also, the little known fact, well, maybe it's a well known fact. The Castle came out in the US on the same day as the Phantom Menace.
Really?
So
wow.
it just got buried.
Wow.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Dish. The Dish is their follow-up movie.
That's true, yeah.
Which has Sam Neill and Putty.
Putty from Seinfeld is in it, yeah.
It's about the moon landing.
What's a good Australian action film?
Oh, God.
You're pushing stuff, right? But there's got to be one, right?
Probably Two Hands is probably the closest thing.
Yeah,
it's not really
true.
an action movie, though.
Oh, Animal Kingdom, if you haven't seen it.
Oh, yeah.
That's become a TV series.
Yeah,
in
I
America.
don't love Animal Kingdom. I like the performances, but I just...
Yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah.
It's got to be something else. Anyway.
There'd have to be something
totally.
else.
Right. Jordan Quasi asks, what kind of music do you both like and what bands, artists are your favourites?
I'm
Hall & Oates all the way, baby.
I'm out of the loop, man.
Well, so that's the thing. I'm out of the loop as well, but I try to... What I do is we've got two like local public radio stations. We've got PBS and Triple R. So I just try to listen to them.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know anything that's on them, but I'm like... Because it's people who are like really... Like it's usually volunteers.
Yeah.
And they're really passionate about whatever their particular genre is or like... You know, And so I'm like, okay, well, that's...
You want to listen to the best.
I want to listen to the best of the stuff, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Because I guess a lot of regular radio stations just like, here's every day, bro. Is that on the radio station?
Yeah.
It must be, because it charted, didn't it? Yeah.
Oh, we're still talking about every day,
I guess
bro?
not.
Yeah.
I know. I used to like Nirvana and Soundgarden
right.
and whatever, but I'm out of the loop.
Yeah, nice.
I liked a bit of Blink-182 as a teen, Mason.
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah.
It really spoke to me, you know?
Yes.
Tom DeLonge.
Yes.
Other guy. Travis
Yeah.
Barker. All right, here's a question from
Okay,
Niall Lofthouse.
Yes.
Hey, Mr. Sunday Movies, what made you start the channel? Yeah, I think probably that thing I did with Claire is probably the best way to do that. But basically just because if I don't do anything like creative-ish, I guess this is creative, then I go mad. I need it as like an outlet. Yeah.
Uh-huh. There you go.
What's next, Mason?
Let's say Duncan
Yeah.
says, Duncan, one of the about 15 weekly wackadoos in Scotland, probably, I don't know. He says, do you have stats for where your podcast is being listened to, downloaded? Were there any surprises or interesting things? So I just looked it up.
Yeah.
Where are we?
What do we got? What's interesting, Mason?
What's interesting is that, what's the Edinburgh? Edinburgh's in Scotland, right?
Yeah, sure.
Edinburgh's had 114,000 downloads.
Ah.
So, presuming that everybody who listened once and went, nah, not for me, you've got 114,000 people out there who are probably fans as well. So,
Sweet as.
So just start wandering the streets and ask.
Yes.
Yeah.
For me, what's surprising and pleasant is now a lot of the times the podcast episodes go higher than YouTube videos.
Oh, yeah.
Which is good because because YouTube is a nightmare and I don't trust as a platform. And this is kind of building a separate audience that is kind of more reliable.
We've had 23,000 downloads from Shropshire.
Yay! How wonderful. Remember that ad, Mason?
Yep. We've had 24,000 downloads from Slough, which of course is the home of the paper company in The Office.
All time, I should mention, we've had 37 million.
Wow.
Which is, it's quite a lot, isn't it?
It's quite a lot,
when you
yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
When you think about it, Mason. Yeah. So, I guess. It's interesting the episodes that do well and those that, like, there's some that, I don't know, it's just bizarre. Like, some do really well and I don't understand why. But, yeah, anyway. Who knows, Mason?
Yeah.
Aren't stats fun?
Stats are fun.
Doesn't Dave Warnocky love stats?
He loves stats.
Yeah, I'm not
get him on it.
I'm not a stats man. Yeah.
You're the scat man.
I am.
Skip it up.
Mason,
Yes?
you and Day says, what are your guys' favourite books, as in regular books for nerds, not comic books?
Oh, I love American Gods, which is good that it's been turned into a series, which is nice.
I love High Fidelity.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I love
Nick Hornby. You love Nick Hornby?
Yeah, I do.
Very
That's
good.
probably his best one. I like Ian McEwan.
Yep.
He did like Atonement and a bunch of other stuff, which I like.
I like William Gibson, who's like a cyberpunk author who's going to kind of move towards like fiction more set in the modern day. I think he's really good.
Very good.
I like bloody Richard Cadre, who does a series called Sandman Slim, which is about like a hitman magician who's back from the dead.
Okay.
Real good.
Very good.
Who else?
No, I'm not I wish I could. I feel like as you get older, you can only pick a few things that you have to that you're into.
Yep.
And for me at the moment, it's kind of TV and movies and comics. And that's kind of where I'm at. And I'll listen to the occasional, probably I do a few audiobooks actually.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I like, there's an author, a British author called, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but it's China Meerville. Mm-hmm. And he does what is called weird fiction.
All right.
So, he's done a story called The City in the City, which is about a man who has to go to another city to solve he's a police detective, he has to go to another city to solve a murder. But the twist is the cities are overlaid on each other. They're two cities, but with two different populations, but they never acknowledge that the other population exists. Under pain of death, you can't...
Right, you can't talk to the other.
Talk to the
even
other.
though they're actually like intertwined.
They're the same city.
How do you know if somebody's from a different city?
I don't know. But hang on, bloody bibliography. What else is he bloody?
Do you want me to read the next question while you're bibliographying it?
No, yeah. So actually, he wrote a novel in 2000 called Perdido Street Station, which is real weird. Maybe kick off with that one.
Okay,
it's
cool.
About about this weird city where there's like magic and steampunk technology and like weird genetic manipulation and stuff like that.
Oh.
It's a real weird one.
Sounds like a fancy time, Mason.
Yeah. That came free with like an e-reader I downloaded once. So that's how you get
That's
people.
how you get them.
That's how you get them. Yeah.
That's how you bloody get them. Mm-hmm. What's next, Mason? Do a few more.
Oh yeah, let's do a few more. Okay, let's have a look. It's bloody zip through. Cade Hambright. That's a good name. Cade Hambright.
Cade Hambright. That is
Hambright.
Hambright.
Yeah, the Hambright. Did either of you play sports in school growing up?
I played basketball, but not for school.
Yeah.
And I did a bit of running.
I played tennis outside of school until everybody else got better than me at tennis, and then I stopped. Nah.
Are you any good?
No.
I wouldn't mind actually playing basketball still, but I'll probably blow up my knee and then limp forever.
Should we zip through a whole bunch of these?
Let's do it!
Okay. Michael Schmidt wants to know what's our favourite fictional planet? Because Planet Broadcasting Week, the planet. What's our favourite fictional planet? I like any planet that doesn't look like it'll be real boring. So, like...
Endor.
Yeah, no.
It's a moon. Trick.
A planet that's got something going on. So, like, like Coruscant is the capital.
Yeah, it's got stuff going on.
But I don't think it does. That's the thing. I was going to use that.
So what about the weird alien, the planet from Guardians that has like the sex robots? That looks like a fun planet.
I was going to say, of the two, in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, there's the weird planet that's got like a whole bunch of stuff going on and sex robots and whatever.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not in it for the sex robots. What I'm saying is that's a planet that has stuff going on.
Yeah, sure.
They probably have some nice theatres and bars.
But there is stuff going on in Coruscant just under the surface.
I disagree. But anyway, on the other hand, we've got Ego's planet.
Yeah.
And there's nothing going on.
No.
Why would you live there? You know
Well,
what I mean?
get that's intentionally nothing going on because he's murdering everybody.
He's a murderer, that's true.
This is from Pat Dwyer. Only hard hitting questions here. Favorite sandwiches? I like a Vegemite and cheese sandwich.
I like a Reuben sandwich, but without coleslaw.
Okay.
Wait, not coleslaw. What do you have in a Reuben sandwich? Sauerkraut. No sauerkraut.
Okay, fair enough.
I love a Reuben sandwich. Corned beef, Swiss cheese.
Yeah, that is good. I'm a fan of that also.
Any kind of love a toasted sandwich.
I love a roast beef sandwich.
Roast beef's
good.
Yeah.
I don't like tomato in a sandwich. Mm-hmm. It's too soggy.
Yeah.
It's getting all on everything.
Classic ham and cheese. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, me too.
Chicken, toasted chicken, and you know what? Toasted chicken and camembert.
Yeah,
Put that
sounds
together.
Good.
We can talk about this forever. So
Yeah,
that's
we
the thing. We've hit a sticking point. We're like, we'll breeze through these. Now let's talk about our favorite sandwiches for 20 minutes. Kyle Pauletto, I want to know what Nick Mason, I want to know what Mr. Sunday's brothers think of you. They think I'm fine.
Yeah, they do. They like you. This is from Rinka. This is a nice message. As someone who's been battling depression for multiple years, seeing you guys use the internet celebrity fame to raise awareness and money is pretty grand. Your podcasts were a weekly silver lining to me, even during bad times. So thank you very much, and all the best to you.
Nice.
And all the best to you.
Thank you. Nathan, what are our thoughts on Chris Evans hanging up the shield after the final Avengers Infinity War movie? I think my hope is that we get this new wave of heroes and they form a different team.
Yeah.
So like currently in the comic books, we have the Ultimates, who are like a more cosmic version of the Avengers, and it's Black Panther and Captain Marvel and Blue Marvel and Spectrum and somebody else that I can't remember. Oh, America.
Okay.
Miss America. So my hope is that we get a team that's more like that.
Right.
And then we get to have some more new guys, Blue Marvel and etc. And I think that'd be really good.
Bit of bloody variety, mate.
Yeah, and then the new old guys can retire. I'll be like, I'll be over here if you need me for the next thing, and then the actors get to, do something else.
Absolutely.
Unless they don't want to, it's fine.
No. Nuggy says, just who do you think you are?
Couple of cool dudes.
Yeah, man.
Auden, who's age 15 from Milton Keynes in England, says, are we fans of the Mighty Boosh?
Yes.
Yes, I would say yes, except for the third season.
Which is kind of samey.
Didn't seem like they were trying anymore.
No, yeah.
I also like the radio show. There was a radio.
Oh, no, I never listened to that. And they also did, it was originally a comedy production, wasn't it?
Originally it came to Australia as they did a live show. This is before the TV show, before the audio stuff. They did Arctic Boosh and Auto Boosh, I think.
Okay. That's right. Yeah.
And I saw the posters. I'm like, that seems cool. Maybe I'll go to that. And then I didn't.
And now
I regret
it. They implemented a lot of that into the show, though, the actual TV show, didn't they? Yeah.
He also wants to know. He's hoping Richard Ayoade should be the next Doctor. I think that'd be a good idea.
Oh, he would be good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sean Linehan asks, "You like jazz?" You know what? I do like jazz.
I'm okay with it.
Pretty good. Great. Yeah.
I'm indifferent.
It's a very broad spectrum, though. I like jazz.
Jazz.
Yeah.
I
like Cannonball Adderley.
What's that?
He's a guy.
So that's a sandwich?
No, it's not. It's like Milt Buckner. I don't know
sandwich?
if he's,
Is that also a sandwich?
That is a sandwich, actually.
Good.
I don't know if he's jazz, but whatever.
This is from Patrick in Arizona. Weekly Planet makes Mondays less suicidal, like down to zero.
That's the spirit.
Good. If you had to, what theme would you make your wedding be?
What was your wedding theme?
I don't remember.
Oh, right.
I'd have to think about that.
Yeah.
I think it was the Book of Love, Peter Gabriel. Did he do that?
Is that a theme?
No, not a theme. It's a song that Claire walked down the aisle to. And I had a friend
is
of
that
mine,
what it is? Okay.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine, Andrew, singing.
Claire walked down the aisle to Peter Gabriel's Sledgehammer. Do you
I'm going to
remember
look that up. I don't
Okay, you
actually
do that.
remember. Did
All
Peter
right.
Gabriel do that song?
I don't know.
I don't know. What's the next question?
Matthew Gilbermesh asks, would you rather permanently have Cheetos dust on your fingertips or sweat mayonnaise? Cheetos dust.
Don't like Cheetos.
Yeah, but it's all over you. You sweat mayonnaise. It's coming out of all your pores.
Ah,
it's
yeah,
coming out
you're
of all
right.
your
Yeah,
orifices.
no, it's Cheeto
I hate
dust.
the Cheetos. I just had some nacho chips the other day, some Doritos.
Oh.
And they were all over my hands and it was real annoying. But if I had to sweat mayonnaise all day,
You
no
didn't
good.
like it?
Yeah.
What are some of your favourite fan castings for comic book characters? Mine has to be Bryan Cranston as Norman Osborn, Green Goblin. Yeah,
I'd prefer him as Lex Luthor, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he too
Cranston
old?
is everything.
Cranston is everything.
Channing Tatum is everything.
Yeah.
The Rock is everything.
I think I like the Green Goblin they got for I think Willem Dafoe is perfect. I
Yeah.
think you could if you brought him back. I mean they're not going to bring him back, but
Right.
that's a good fan casting.
Yeah.
But no, Bryan Cranston for everything. What's next?
Let's see. Brandon says, I'm from the US and has recently heard about the existence of the Great Emu War in Australia and demand you talk about it. There's an episode of Do Go On about it. There's a whole episode.
I'd never heard of it.
Go listen
it's
to
just a lot
that.
of people getting beaten by emus.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Emus are mean as well.
Gino Fratto, what was the first comic storyline to hook you into the genre? I think one of the very first comic books I ever read. I think I read an old reprint of Spider-Man #1, Amazing Spider-Man #1, which is where he breaks into the Fantastic Four's headquarters to join the Fantastic Four, and they're like, "No, seriously, it says 4 on our outfits. What are you thinking?"
What are you doing?
And also I read a Spider-Man where it was the origin of the Hobgoblin.
Right, yeah.
Whereas this mysterious figure, and he steals because the Green Goblin's dead, and he gets the equipment, he dies, and he puts all the equipment on. And he's like, look at all the stuff I've got. I've got the jet glider, and I've got the laser gloves, and I've got the pumpkin bombs or
got it
whatever. I'm
all.
like, what's this guy's deal? Turned out he was a fashion designer. Did you know that?
Tim Gunn.
Yes,
A Tim Gunn
exactly.
type?
Yep, that's
Very
right.
good.
What about you?
I don't know. I think I remember you lending me like a whole bunch of stuff.
Nice.
Batman versus Predator, Watchmen.
Yeah.
They're both as good as each other.
I think so.
Yeah. Shadow. If you had to kill off a popular comic book character forever, what would it be? Batman.
Wow, brutal.
No, I think wouldn't it be cool if they took a popular mainstream character and just
I think it's
actually
true.
kill
I
him?
think one of DC's weaknesses is that they always have to go back to the status quo.
Yeah.
And it's very frustrating to me because oftentimes with these characters, they'll get some forward motion and they'll move forward, and that's the same thing. And they
keep moving forward.
They'll make some changes, and then I'm like, I'm really enjoying this, and then they'll reset the universe and they'll go back to the status quo. So now Superman's got a kid and Batman's got a kid. Who knows what they're going to do? Like maybe those characters will grow up and become the new Superman and Batman, but maybe
Probably not.
They'll in 5 years they'll erase the timeline and they won't have those kids anymore.
Yeah.
Which is what they do. Like back in the day, there was an Earth 1 and an Earth 2, and in Earth 1, Superman and Batman were in the prime of their lives and they were fighting crime, but in Earth 2, they'd retired and they were married with kids or what have you. They're married to each other.
Married with children.
That's and I thought that was good because you could have both happen.
Yeah.
Batman did die in the Earth 2 universe, but then they reset it and now,
Who knows?
who knows?
Whatever they're doing.
And they've done it with other characters as well.
Yeah.
I think Batman would be good, and then we can, because the characters, there've been so many Robins.
Yeah, there's been a lot of Robins. Yeah.
Shift everybody over one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jacob says, if you could bring back any forgotten script, whether it be a TV show, movie, or whatever, what would it be? I really would like to see that Tim Burton Superman, just because how weird and stupid it would have been. I don't think it necessarily would have been good. Also, Justice League Mortal, I wouldn't mind seeing. Yeah.
What was the full question again?
Forgotten scripts of TV shows. Forgotten scripts that you could bring back.
Oh, yeah.
Things that never got made. Never happened, Mason. Cancelled, if you will.
Oh, yeah.
James Cameron Spider-Man you could choose.
That's
Weird.
true. Yeah,
It's
that'd be real
weird.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Riley Emerson asks, if we ever see either of you in public, is it okay if we say hi? Would you prefer to be left alone?
Leave us alone. No, of course. Come on,
Unless
say
I'm
hi.
eating. No, just kidding. It's fine.
No, it's fine. Yeah.
That's good. The Inflatable Butt asks, James, how many times do you have to go to a new movie before you've noticed enough things that others have missed in order to make one of your videos?
I normally, sometimes twice, but normally once.
And oftentimes you take notes in the cinema.
I take notes,
like a son of a bitch.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It depends though what I'm at. Like if I'm sitting directly next to somebody, I'm not going to pull my phone out.
That's
you know
true,
what I mean?
yeah.
But yeah.
It says, please give Mason my best, and then he signed off Dr. Butt. So I guess he's Dr. Butt.
What do we got? I'm getting married in May. is from Chris.
Congratulations, James.
Thank you. Which superheroes make the best role models for married life? I'm in need of some guidance. Don't go to superheroes. Maybe Lois and Clark,
Yeah, sure. Uh-huh.
the new version.
I was going to
at
say
least.
Ralph and Sue Dibney, the elongated man and his wife.
Oh, they're a good mix.
And they continue to fight crime in death.
Excellent. How?
Actually, I don't know. They're like ghost detectives now.
Ghost
Actually, I think that maybe
detectives.
they've rebooted the universe so they don't exist anymore or whatever. But it doesn't matter. Anyway, they were the best couple I think in the comic book universe.
Very good.
And here's my final question.
Yep.
This is all I have. Jessica Gibbons asks, if you had to name your firstborn child after a comic book character, what would you name them?
Oh, I don't know.
Now, over at our friends over at Serious Issues, Siobhan is going to have a baby soon.
Yeah, she is,
And
yeah.
she's going to name her child Shatterstar. That's not true.
I was kind of like, wow, that's incredible.
No.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Something bad from the 90s probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cable Mason.
Gambit.
Gambit Mason.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I quite like the name. I actually don't mind the name Oliver, but
Yeah.
my dog's called Ollie. So
It's
if
true.
Is
that short for anything?
Well, it's technically short for Olive.
Right.
But then I remember and I said to Claire, that was my grandma's name who's dead. And then she forgot. And then years later, I'm like, that was my grandma's name. And she was like mortified
All right.
that she'd accidentally named it after my grandma, who she never met.
Oh.
But I think it's Olivia. I call her Olivia Gullivan Sullivan. So that's
Your dog.
Yes.
Olivia Cullivan Sullivan. Okay, great. Good.
This is from Justin, Stephanie, Raz Al Gugu, and Brooke. Remember that?
I do remember that.
Yeah,
That's a
it's-
good name for a baby.
He was a former army man, and now he's a police officer. And he's just written, love the show. Love the show and the cause. As a police officer, I deal with mental health issues almost every day on the job. Good bloke, Justin.
Yeah.
And wife Stephanie. All the best to your family. Do you want me to find one more?
Yes.
Nick, James, and Mason. Can you tell the dog she has a good spirit? Her name. Can you tell my dog that she has a good spirit? Her name is Scamp, by the way.
Hey, Scamp.
You're all right.
Hey, dog. You're all right. You have a good spirit. Good on you, Scamp.
Yeah.
Good on you, mate.
Good name for a dog.
I think so too.
Scamp. My other grandma's name was Scamp, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
After Shrimp Scampy.
Correct.
Yeah, great.
Well, that's it, Mason.
We did a
We hope
Q&A.
people hope this was okay.
That was
and
good fun. I
somewhat
enjoyed that a
worth
lot.
it. Yeah.
We could do it for hours.
We could. Thank you for donating, though. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
We think it's a good cause, and obviously a lot of other people do as well.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got an idea for a cause for next year, we'll be thinking about it. So
Yep.
yeah, we're
nice.
always up for suggestions. We want to do something different every time, or the same thing every time. Probably something different though. Yeah.
Yeah, probably all the same.
All the same. We don't need to sign off with where we are and what this is, because people probably know if they found
It'd be
this.
very odd if
There's probably a really complicated way to get this, so they probably have some idea who
Nice.
what is
All
what.
right. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thank you very much for everything. and
Grab
the
that
support.
champion, guys. We'll see you in the podcast.
Bye. I'm waving.
I'm waving too. 2 hands.
I
Good film.
refuse to wave with 2 hands.
Wow.